Go ahead and say hi to everybody, and we'll get started.
All right.
All right, we'll go all the way back up to the top of chat, where we have Miss Joy Stewart and Scott Swifto's in here first. We have 351 Cleveland, Jason Lamb. Let's see. We got
351 Cleveland,
Whoops, hold on a
Jason
minute.
Lamb.
Rookie mistake. River Rats 3030. Oh, come on. Alan Dittmeyer. We have Sharina keeping it real. So this is going to be tonight. We have Stephen Ransom. We all know him from everybody's chat.
Hello, everybody.
And we have Denise, Misplaced Country. We have Catfish Fresno just came in. And as you all know, Alan Detmeyer and his crew is going to be holding a veterans tournament next month. So after that, he will be coming back up and doing a follow up and let everybody know how well it went. Misplaced Country, you know Steve Ransom. He's always in chat. He's always supporting everybody. He's always talking. And now we get to put a face to the name and get to ask him some questions.
All right.
So first off, tell everybody where you're from.
I'm from Roanoke, Virginia. I've been here all my life and fish local places here. Smith Mountain Lake. I'm right on Smith Mountain Lake. And just this is the area I grew up in.
So you're out there by the famous dock and one ton club.
Well, they're all down toward Lake Gaskin and Kerr Lake. They're probably 2 hours away from me.
That'd be a drive I'd do.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's no different than going up to fish on the James. I've done that quite a bit and really enjoy doing that.
Right. Missing
But it's
that
nice.
catfishing. Joe Ziegler, welcome in.
Yeah, it's nice to be on the water though in less than 5 minutes. So.
Oh yeah. But hey,
Yeah.
it'd still be nice if you were that close to go fish to take you and your wife up to the famous dock and fish up there and meet
Right.
Michelle and Tom.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be nice.
Fishing with squirrels is, do you striper fish any on Smith?
Yeah, I do it during late part of December, usually late part of December, first part of January. I really enjoy that. It's just hard to find anybody crazy enough to go with me that time of year.
Hey, you might get the squirrel to go with you.
Yeah. Yeah, we've done pretty good this year on striper. We had a lot of fun. A friend of mine would go with me. He was having a blast once I put him on the striper, and he was addicted then.
We have the amazing Maurice Kaysen. He follows everybody's channel. He supports everybody. He just came in.
Right.
So, what is your PB striper, since he already asked you about stripers?
It was 34 inches long. I can't exactly remember the weight, but it was 34 inches long. And it was the 12th of December, and it was 13 degrees at the airport, according to the radio. I'll never forget that part of it.
It was 13 degrees outside.
Yeah, on the 12th of December, and it was 13 degrees.
Were you on boat or bank?
On a boat.
What got you in that inclination to go fishing in that temperature?
You just learn when they're running up river. They run up river all the time during the winter. Just like their spawn, I guess, which they're hybrids. People say they don't breed, but I'm not sure.
You know they do if they're running.
Right. And I live a little further up river, so it's just, we was like, hey, let's try this. Everybody says they're running, so let's go try it. And we started catching fish and just working at it for a while. You start getting where you can pretty much find them.
Misplaced Country Girl, they do have a book on all the freshwater fish in the U.S. You can either go to a local bookstore to find it and buy it, or you can go to a library, or you can look it up online. We have a channel member, Don R, that just came in. So,
Hey, Don.
what got you started into fishing in general?
Well, I started at a real young age. My parents separated when I was real little, and we had moved out of the house we was in and moved, I guess you say, to the city. And we always played on this little creek. And one day we was like, "Hey, I wonder if there's any fish in here." We found enough stuff to make us pretty much a cane pole, and started catching little, well, what's everybody call them? Chubs.
Yeah,
We
creek
always
chubs.
called them. Yeah, we always called them horny heads because of little bumps on their heads.
Uh huh.
But we was catching chubs in that creek, and then it just went from that to, I wonder what else we can catch, and just trying for other stuff.
So, at what point did you start catching something more interesting?
1 second, Abbott. I'm losing audio again. Try that again.
At what point were you catching something bigger and more exciting?
It was my early teens. A guy I worked with started introducing me to boat fishing and a whole lot of more fishing. And that's who I was with when I caught my biggest striper. And he showed me a lot of different stuff. And I was very grateful for that.
And what did he start what was the first fish he introduced you to?
I'm sorry, Abbott. I lost audio again. You sound like a robot. Yeah, exactly.
Misplaced country girl and catfishing, you'll hear all kinds of new types and breeds of cat of fish that's never been heard of. What was the first fish that he introduced you to?
Hang on 1 second.
Oh, metal, metal, metal.
Yeah. Daggone it.
Got me back now?
That's still not any better. 1 second.
Denise, we're going to make your brain work. Either it's going to work or it's going to go up in smoke. She goes, yeah, don't make it easy on my little brain. I go, yeah, we'll make it work or it's going to smoke. Or we'll make you smarter, one of the two. Oh, he froze up again. Yeah, Denise, you can go to any library.
Okay.
Okay. You back?
Sorry. I think I got you back now.
Okay. Is this better?
Yep. Yep. Got it.
So, what was the first fish that your friend introduced you to?
Catfish. We started catching catfish, which here in the lake, all we have is channel cats and quite a few flatheads that I'm finding out we have a whole lot more flathead than I ever thought we did. But we started with just channel cats, and it was just go out at night and catch channel cats, chicken liver, and stuff like that. And had a blast doing that, learning how to find them and catch them, and knowing how they react different times of the year and where they are. It makes it a whole lot of fun.
Hey, Coastal Water, welcome in. So, Denise says, what is this thing called boat fishing? LOL.
But
Laughing out loud.
the only way to do it.
Denise, I'm a bank fisherman and won't step on a boat again due to some issues when I was younger. But I have caught some monster cats from the bank.
Yeah, we did too quite a bit. There was a long period of time that's all I did was bank fish, and which I probably went.
Coastal says, hi, Steve.
Hey there. I probably went at least 10 years without even having access to a boat. So that was the only way I could fish. And I still fished all the time.
I fish all the time from the bank, and I love it.
Yeah.
But then again, like a lot of people say, boat anglers cast closer to the bank, and bank anglers cast past the boats to get out deeper.
Right.
How much truth is there to that?
There's a whole lot of truth to that. It's if you go out catfishing, you walk out on the bank and you throw a rod as far as you can, and like on the edge of a drop off or something like that. If you're out in a boat, you anchor on the edge of that drop off, and of course you got a couple lines right there on it, but you always cast back to the bank.
Have you
And
ever seen boat anglers cast over your boat when you're fishing close to the bank?
no, no,
I've casted a few times, and right when that sinker just left the rod and started going over, a boat just pulls right up in front of me and just stops. While that sinker's still in the air flying.
yeah.
90 feet on the other side of his boat when that sinker hit, and he looked like, oh, I'm in the wrong spot.
Yeah, no, I've never done that before. Usually you get pretty good idea of somebody standing on the bank and you pull up there, they probably fishing.
Well, hello, Jody. Well, I think he was trying to be a smart butt.
Oh, yeah.
And when he got that braided line over right underneath his throat, he's like, yeah, time to move.
Yeah.
I butterflies in sunshine. And I tell you what,
I've seen one grab somebody's line and pull it all off a reel one time. That was pretty interesting.
I've had boats try to spool my line, but I cut the line and let him have the line, the sinkers, the hooks.
Yeah.
And all that braid. So how's Pontoon Jody doing?
Hey, Miss Jody.
Guess what? We got a co-host in here.
There's Miss Robin.
Howdy, howdy, howdy.
How's the lovely host? How you doing, Robin?
Doing just fine. Sorry I'm late.
No problem.
The wind is acting up with my internet, so hopefully I can stay on.
Don't feel bad. Steve's been having technical issues as well.
Sorry to hear that, Steve.
Yeah, I've been having audio issues for some reason.
Butterflies and Sunshine and Pontoon Jody just came in.
Howdy, howdy, howdy. Thank you all for joining in.
We have 24 wonderful people in here. Oh, and we just got Rustic Outdoors that just came in.
Hey, Rustic.
Howdy, Rustic. Mr. Cool Cats, James, he came in. He's got an awesome new boat.
Yes,
yeah, he does. You know, I told him one day in chat after he got that boat, Robin.
Yeah.
That in June during the battleship tournament, I'd love to see that boat get sunk.
I don't wish any boat to get sunk, but technically in that tournament, I guess it's okay.
Yeah, but Swamp Donkey Catfishing came in.
Oh, butterflies and sunshine. My girl is in the house.
So, what got you so hungry and fired up for big cats and big blues and flatheads?
The fight. Once you get that first one and you feel that fight, and you realize you have an animal there that you're dealing with, it's just amazing.
Okay. Define the fight between a big blue, say a 60-pound blue, and a 60-pound flathead. What makes it so different?
Oh, that blue. I mean, he'll pull and he'll get down there and he'll roll and he'll try to keep himself on the bottom. And he will. I mean, he's just all muscle moving his tail, pulling down on you. But that flathead, I mean, they got some shoulders on them. When they dig, they dig. And they'll pull. It's like 4 times their size. It seems like they pull sometimes.
Do you ever think if your boat was unanchored, he could pull you across the lake?
Yes, I do. I do think that.
Absolutely.
I caught one morning. Nothing was biting, so I grabbed one of my bass rods. A couple bass were jumping right there where I was, and I started throwing a white spinnerbait. And I caught a 6.5 pound flathead on a white spinnerbait. And
Oh
that
no!
thing, you talking about fighting on a little small bass rod? That was crazy.
Did you ever feel like you might need to pull anchor and go after it?
Yeah. Yeah. I finally got him up there, though. But he was a fighter.
You see what Cool Cat said, Robin?
I'm reading it now.
You can't sink it. You can fill it completely full of water. It will not sink to the bottom of the lake. It will sink, but not the way it's full of foam. One of the safest boats are made. Okay. We have Lance McCougai that came in.
Monty Sheets came in.
Do you have any questions for?
I do. I don't know what you've gone over with Steve, but
Just
what
feel free
waters
to
do
ask
you
him whatever.
normally fish?
What'd you say? I'm sorry.
What waters do you normally fish?
I live here in Virginia on Smith Mountain Lake. I mostly fish it, but I do travel up to the James River and fish up there. And also, the James River comes right through here, kind of. I can be at the James River here in an hour, but it's the mountain part of the river. We've smallmouth fish that and stuff like that, float it in the summertime. That's a lot of fun.
Yeah. Go drifting down on a raft.
Yeah. We'll use a little John boat, and my wife and I will get in it. We'll float down the river and we'll fish, and it makes a good day trip.
Yeah.
Sounds fun too.
Yeah.
So, how long have you been married?
Ask me how long I haven't been married. No.
I'm putting you on the spot to see.
Let's
bet
see.
your wife can tell us what your PB catfish is, but can you tell us how long you've been married?
Yeah. We just had our anniversary, so this was 26 years. My wife and I, we got together when we was 15 years old in middle school. And we got married. I guess we was 21 when we got married, and we've just been married ever since.
You know what? You really did grow up with your wife then.
Yeah, I've been with her longer than I've been without her.
Right.
Yeah.
Dang.
So, when you're out on your boat, right now in the spring, do you like to shallow, or do you like to do deep and then drift to shallow?
Yeah, I kind of tend to go deep and then drift to shallow. But we went the other day, and it's just like your normal day. Like today, it was cool in the morning, then it warmed up real good during the day.
Mm-hmm.
And we went the other day, and there was nothing in deep water. We automatically went to shallow, and they was already in the shallows, which we're already finding carp way up in the creek spawning.
Oh, wow.
It seems like it's happening a little early.
So,
what is your water temperature like right now?
72 degrees.
Is that normal then? Is it higher than normal?
It seems like it is. I mean, it went from 56 to 58. It was kind of bouncing back and forth between 56 and 58. It went from there just to 70 degrees instantly.
Wow.
Yeah.
I would like to congratulate the Bullock Experience for hitting his 1K.
Yeah.
Hey, Callie, congrats.
I think last time I heard him say he was at 1,025. So, congrats.
I know we're pushing to get J-Dog up to 1K.
That's right.
So if one of the mods could put in J-Dog's links, I'd appreciate it.
Yeah, and if I can get my mods to push Steve Ransom's link as well. Let's get him out there because he's always in everybody's chat and he's always
he sure is. He won something today in the battles of the rivers.
Yeah, I won the Scoop River. the Schuylkill River T-shirt and hat.
And sticker.
Yeah, and sticker. That was pretty neat.
Yeah. Ed Evans
Yeah.
gave him away a nice gift.
Oh,
Very
that's cool.
generous.
Oh, Lance McCougar also hit 1K. Congratulations.
All right.
Way to go, Lance.
If anybody can post Steve Ransom's link, that'd be great.
Yes, please.
Thank
And
you.
don't forget Adventures with Robin C. We are working on a thing to where we can do the show 1 week on mine and 1 week on Robin's.
Okay.
And when I do the 1v1 with Sharina, it will be held on Robin's channel.
Yeah, you got to set that up.
I am. I just got to figure dates out and get my PTO set.
Monty Jody said, Steve, you will get your shirt this week.
All right. Thank you.
It will be on a Saturday or maybe on a Sunday. I don't know yet.
Okay.
Because I'm trying to conserve my PTO without burning through them so quick. I still have 100 and something hours, but I don't know. I'm trying to conserve them for the warmer weather when the catfish really start biting.
Yeah, take Friday and Monday. That way you get 4 days in a row.
Let's see. If I do it right, I can do Thursday and Saturday and Monday. And then I'll be off Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night, and Monday night. That's 5 days.
All right.
A 5-day weekend.
Yeah.
Who doesn't love a 5-day weekend?
Right.
I love them.
So can you tell me a little bit about your boat, Steve?
I have a Nitro 189. It's a fishing ski. It's kind of like Dustin from Team Snag and Whiskers, if you've ever really looked at his. And I've got the rod rack set up on the back of it, and everybody laughs at me because it looks like a family boat with fishing rods all over it.
That's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, be out there trolling, and it looks like a tarantula coming down the water. But I like it. It's 18 and a half foot. It's got a 115 horsepower 2-stroke on it. I'd love to have a 150 on it one day. Or actually, I'd like to get a pontoon. I seen you get the pontoon, and I was like, that's the boat I need right there.
And I'm very pleased with my boat. I cannot tell you. It's a game changer. There's some tweaks I'm still working on mine to get it to where I'm self-sufficient and able to launch it and load it myself.
Yeah.
But it's not there yet. Soon.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm still relying on others to help me get it in and out.
Pontoons are difficult to load and unload by yourself.
I got a challenge for everybody in chat. I'm looking at Steve Ransom's page. He may only have 2 videos up, but he has 73 subscribers. Let's get him to 100 right now, if we can.
Share it out, please, people. Let's get him to at least 100.
Well, thank you.
Let's get him growing. He deserves it.
I went on to Steve's. I subscribed to Steve, like when he was first starting.
Yep.
What I enjoyed is moderators putting the links out when you're new into the community, and you can click on those links and subscribe and then go back and watch the videos.
Right.
That's a blessing. So don't take for granted your mod stability or your mod situation in a chat. Really post those links out, because anybody new into the channel can easily get to the people.
Right.
And if you do a lot of modding for me, don't you?
I do.
I don't believe I am a mod for you.
I think you are. But
Maybe.
I know you're, huh?
I don't believe so, but maybe.
You've got a few subs here tonight. I see Monty subbed and Butterflies and Sunshine.
I know. I'm watching his sub count on his page, because I want to see. He's up to 78, so he only needs 12 more, I think, to hit 100, if I'm correct.
So he's at 88?
He's at 78. No, he needs more than that. He needs
28.
22 more. My bad.
22,
Yeah.
yeah. Pontoon Jody says key to launching a pontoon by yourself is a long rope at least 150 feet. And don't forget to tie it to your trailer.
Hey, I've
That's
seen people on Frank Horton Lake do that without tying the rope to the boat. They tied it to the trailer, and they forgot to tie it to the eyelet. And in Frank Horton, there's no wading, there's no swimming, there's no ice skating. And the boat goes drifting halfway across the lake, and I ended up fishing out for him.
Wow.
How'd you
With a
fish it out
12-foot
for him?
rod. Huh?
How'd you get it?
With a
Hi,
12-foot rod.
Joseph. Wow.
My 12-foot rods can go halfway across the lake and hit the target I want to.
Uncle Don is in the house. He's a channel supporter.
Amen. Thank you, Don. And that sinker just so happened to wrap around that steering wheel, and I pulled it in sideways.
Oh, squirrel, I'll have to check into that. He says, Jody, get your hubby to buy you one of those self-deploying trolling motors with remote.
Oh, yeah, those things? Monty,
Yeah.
she's just, oh,
He had done it earlier to Ransom, and now he got Denise. Howdy, Denise. It's nice to see her. Sorry I missed everybody in Tennessee. My plan was to be there.
yeah, I
Life
probably want to
happened.
see someone Sunday, but I'm glad you didn't come because there's going to be there was tornadoes coming through over
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, it was just a chaotic mess
Yeah.
this whole week.
Saturday
From my
we had
husband having the
tornadoes
time
coming
off.
through. Then we had high winds on Sunday, so.
Well, my
Yeah,
husband had the time off, and then there was a death in the at his work. His family, the boss's mother-in-law, passed away. She went to the hospital on like the Saturday before, and they went down there, and they were staying down there, and then during that hospital stay, they put her in hospice, and she passed within a week.
Oh,
I'm
no.
sorry to hear that.
So he, of course, then didn't get the time off, and just 10 and a half, 11 hours is way too long for me to drive myself.
Oh, yeah.
I know my limitations. I'm good for 9, which sounds kind of funny.
I can
but
do 11. That's easy. 11, 12 hours ain't no problem.
it is for me.
Where you at, Denise? Hi, Ching Ching.
She's in Kentucky.
So, have you ever been to CatCon?
No. I wanted to go this year, but my vacation didn't work out and I couldn't get off.
I understand that, but I had eye surgery that kept me from going.
Yeah. Yeah, I wanted to go bad, but it just didn't work out.
So, do you prefer night fishing or day fishing?
This time of year, I prefer night fishing. Just seems like the bite's better.
Yeah,
Do you
when
find
water. Go ahead.
Do you find it difficult to find places that have 24-hour launches?
No, we have quite a few public launches that are open 24 hours. And even the marinas that you can launch from, there's no hours on it.
That must be nice.
Yeah. Our state park, you can go in and out at any time you want to, as long as you pay the parking and the launch fee.
Well,
it's real nice.
Welcome in, Dave Garcher. Now,
Hi, Dave.
If you seen that live I done Saturday or Friday, and the short clip I did on Saturday morning, the lock and dam, you can see a boat ramp above the lock, and there's a boat ramp below the lock.
Yeah.
They don't charge no launching fees. They don't charge no parking fees.
Huh.
And it's great fishing there.
Yeah. we have quite a few public launches. Like I said, they're scattered all over the lake, and they're all free with no parking. But
Thank you, Don R., for sharing those links out.
the
Woman in
marina
Woman Outdoors.
There's a new name in the house that I just see. It says Ting Ting.
Yeah, he picked me up over on Mike's Fishing Channel. Hello, Hungry
Woman out,
Fishing. I'm sorry.
Woman Outdoors is in the house and Hungry Fishing. Hi, Travis.
Yeah, he's been fishing with me a lot lately.
How often do you get to go fishing, Steve?
definitely, I try to go every weekend, and I'll even get off work. I usually get off work about 4:30, and I'll even come home, grab the boat, and take off and go for a couple hours. Can't do it like I used to. Came home the other night. Me and my wife jumped in the truck and took off down and put in the water real quick. We stayed out till about 10:30, and the next morning, both of us were just dragging. And it was after having a real long weekend and then trying to fish late on Monday night. It was rough.
Ting Ting, nice to meet you too.
Yeah, we normally get up about 4:30 in the morning. So by the time 10:30 rolled around, we was both wore out.
Oh, I bet.
Now, when you really go out fishing, how long do you really actually want to stay? Do you ever want to go home, or do you want to just stay out there fishing and catching fish?
I like to stay out there catching or not. I've sit there for just 2 hours and said, all right, I'm going home, and I've sat there for 12 longer. It just varies.
No, here's a dilemma question that I've been asked. Is fishing about fishing, or is it just being out there relaxing and charging your batteries while you're fishing and enjoying God's nature and having the blessing of catching a fish?
That's what it is. I mean, it's just to be out there. I know it sounds crazy, but there's times I've been out there fishing and not catch nothing, and just kind of lay back in the seat and just look at the sky, look at the stars, or look at the clouds, or just watch the birds.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
We have Jeff Beal in the house. A Friday night when we was out there fishing of a night, if I had turned off the complex light that Robin sent, you wouldn't have seen nothing but stars. If I had turned the light up, the camera upwards, you see nothing but a black sky with bright stars.
Right. That's what I like.
That was
I noticed lately I can identify bird calls just from being on the water so much and seeing the birds and then listening to them chirp.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, there's a cardinal nearby. Oh, there's a red-winged blackbird. Oh, that's some type of eagle. It might be an osprey. Let's see if we can see the osprey or the, bald eagle. And usually we can see both.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Ospreys are good fishermen. They'll come from 60 feet out of the air and just dive in the water and come out with a fish.
Exactly.
I'm like,
there's a few people that I didn't say hi to. So there's Jeff Beal. Hi, Jeff, and Joe Ziegler. And then there's River Rat 3030 I saw come in. So I just wanted to make sure that I got a hi out to them.
Go ahead and say hi to all of our lovely friends.
Well, in case I missed y'all, or I didn't say hi to you, it's not that I didn't notice you. It's just I try to keep in my mind when I come in to say hello to everyone. That's part of the pleasure of being here.
Oh, that's all a part of it, keeping a chat going with interviews, because as long as we keep chat going with us and with the guest, they'll keep coming back.
Exactly. Misplaced Country Girls, it sounds like she's starting some seeds. She has to go turn off her grow lights. Steve, one of my favorite questions to ask the guest is if there was anybody on a YouTube channel that you would love to fish with that you haven't, who would it be?
Oh, there are so many. That is a difficult question.
It is, but I want to know your number one.
Oh, goodness. I'm going to say Steve with Monster Rods. I mean,
Steve Douglas.
yeah,
Steve Douglas.
Steve is just, I don't know. He goes out and he catches amazing fish, and he's always just so calm and so cool when he's doing stuff. And that would be a good trip.
Absolutely.
It
Johnny
would.
Small Pepper's in the house.
Yeah, he was co-hosting one of my labs on Friday when I was out there on the river.
Yeah. He's
I
such a
found-
great guy. But the list, like I said, is a mile long. And Pontoon Jody's another one. She's told me, come on, Tennessee. That would be a great trip, too.
That would be. She's one I want to fish with, too. There were so many I was hoping to connect with this weekend, and it's such a bummer. But there's always next time.
That's right.
Johnny Small Pepper for president. Cuddles McMuffin, I think is his name that he came up on your live feeds, Avid. I laughed so hard when I found out that was Johnny Small Pepper.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I missed what you said, Robin. I was typing something with Johnny.
Oh, that's okay. Joe Ziegler said his number one would be Tim and Sean, Epic Catfish.
Yeah, that would be a good one.
So what is your personal blue? PB blue.
56.8.
Wow.
Yeah,
What did you catch him on?
I can't tell you that.
You don't remember the bait used?
Yeah, it was actually chicken.
Just plain
Well-
chicken or Jello chicken?
Just plain chicken.
Steve, I like you, but you lost 2 points.
Well, I could have made up something and said piece of cut shad.
No. Hey, I
No,
know they
I
have
like
you be
the
truthful,
honesty.
but
I
what,
need to make up something a little better.
No, don't make it up. Leave it
don't
as
make
it
it up,
is.
keep it real.
Yeah.
And what was your PB flathead?
PB flathead, he's just over 20 pounds. And I didn't have a real good set of scales with me, but I think I sent you a picture of him.
Yeah, I seen that one, but that one looked way bigger than those.
Well, like I said, I didn't have real good scales with me, so I'm just going to say right over 20. But I'm still looking for them. I know they're in there. I'm going to keep looking, and that's what I'm really trying for this year.
Let me see if I can pull up that picture.
Oh, that's a terrible picture.
Catfish Dog is in the house.
Trying to photograph yourself while you're standing there holding a fish. That's difficult. You guys make it look so easy.
They
Oh,
do make
hey.
things look easy.
Yeah,
It's not as easy as you think.
right. Run 3 or 4 cameras and all kinds of stuff. Just make it look so easy.
I know how to find it now.
What is your favorite bait to use?
Shad.
It just shad it. Can it be fresh or frozen? What's your favorite?
Fresh shad is my favorite. I've had more luck off of fresh shad, even if it's cut bait. I mean, like everybody says, if it's cut bait, the fresher the better. But I do use it frozen.
What size hook do you normally use? What's your setup like?
Here local, I'll use probably a 5/0 hook. And I've really been a fan of Gamakatsu. I've used Gamakatsu for a long time. And then when I go to the river or something like that, I'll usually go to a 9 or a 10.
That fish basically just swallowed your hand.
I know, both of them. That was a big fish. I wish I had a better set of scales.
Yeah, because that one don't look like a 25. It looks almost like a 30 or 35 pound flathead.
Yeah.
Which I'll be showing the picture here in a second, people.
Hey.
I'm
I
getting it
couldn't
pulled up.
I couldn't get a real good weight on it. So the first thing I did is send a picture of it to Pontoon Jody. Miss Jody said, I caught a couple look similar to that the other night, and they was just over the 20 mark. They was around 25. So I say just over 20.
I'd say it's between 25 and 30.
Yeah.
Because
But I
that's a
was so
beast.
excited. That was a monster.
A1, A1 Fishing Families in the house, and Carolina Real Screamers have joined us.
Welcome, Jamie and Rebecca. But that is, I'm looking at it on a big screen, but I can't pull it up in StreamYard on my desktop. I have to bring it up in my laptop in order to do that one.
Yeah.
So tell us about your boat.
Like I said, it's the Nitro 189 fishing ski. It's 18 and a half foot long. And I've made my own rod racks and stuff to go in it. I can get 6 rods across the back and 2 on the front, 1 on each side. It's real comfortable, but I would like to have something with a little less carpet in it.
Does that have a live well in it for like tournament fishing?
Yeah, well, it's more of a setup for bass fishing. It's got 2 live wells, but they're both small.
Oh, okay. So it's basically for bait fishing.
Yeah.
Bass fishing.
Yeah. So any kind of big catfish or anything, I would have to weigh and photograph and measure. I couldn't keep them for a long time.
All right. We're almost there. So what kind of tackle do you use?
I've been using the Rip and Lips rods, and I won an Uncle Lou's rod here the other day. I got it. I'm just trying to decide what kind of reel to put on it. Yeah, but the Rip and Lips, and I got 2 pins that I use. That's about it.
We have Tim that came in. Okay,
Hey,
I'm going to be sharing this picture of this flathead with you. And that when I bring up the picture, you can give us the story behind it.
All right.
There you go. There she be.
Yeah. That was a fun fish. I'm way back up in this real long cove. It's not a built up cove. There's no houses or nothing around there. I think they have a couple rental cabins behind me that you can actually rent cabins up on top of the hill. But it seems like there's nobody ever in there in the water. When you come off the main river, the river's like a dingy green. But once you come up in that pool, the water just looks different, looks clear, everything. But it's real deep up through the center. A lot of structure in it, trees and all kinds of stuff. And I was fishing on the edge of a drop off. There was one big pine tree leaning out off the bank. Oh, there's a couple stripers. And
there's
there's that 56 pounder up on the James River.
Nice fish.
But I was fishing right at the end of that. Yeah. Oh, that one. But the flathead, I was fishing right at the end of a big old pine tree that fell over in the water. And I had a rod on both sides of it, right at the tip of it. One had bluegill on it, and the other one had chicken. And he happened to pass that chicken before he hit that bluegill, and that's where I got him at.
That's a smart catfish.
And then that catfish there, that was real fun. I know y'all see everybody, 2 Stands Fishing, Dustin with Team Snag and Whiskers, all of them up on the James, and the barge will go by. I'm fishing a drop off right there, and I catch that fish, and that thing is fighting. That's the biggest fight I've ever had. And I was having a blast trying to reel him in. I'd get him up a little bit, and he would bulldog back and pull to the bottom. And a barge started coming up through there, and that barge come by. So there I am, standing up on the back of my boat. You can't really see up on the back there, but it's a ledge back here. You got to stand on it if you want to get all the way on the back. But I'm standing up there fighting this fish, and that barge come by, and the wakes are hitting us, and we're rocking back and forth. That was a good time.
How long did it take you to bring him in, would you say?
It seemed like forever. I'm not exactly sure, but it seemed like forever. Seems like I'd get him up a little bit and he'd turn around and pull line back out.
Oh, don't you hate it when I get up to top of the water, see the boat, and see that net? They take off again.
Yep.
Get that net
And then-
right close to them. They see that and they look at the net, look at the boat, like, bye.
Yeah.
Back down they go.
And then you're trying to get all the other lines out of the way and the motor trimmed up so they don't get hung in that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think that's why I like bank fishing.
Right.
The only thing you have to worry about is 2 other rods you have to reel up real quick so you don't get tangled up.
Yeah.
We have A1 that came in. We have Catfish Dog Tim that came in. You okay, Robin?
I am. I said hello to them earlier.
Joe, my email is in my About Me page.
So, Steve, when you go fishing for your big ones, your monster, you're on the monster hunt.
Yeah.
What is your mindset when you're going out there?
Well, I think my mindset's kind of changing. I've been listening to anything Epic says for sure. I've been listening to a lot of stuff Epic says and a lot of the other anglers that are constantly catching big fish and showing big fish off. And I've kind of changed my approach a little bit. I'm depending a whole lot more on electronics. And I'm really trying to focus on flatheads now. So I'm looking for structures and everything that'll hold the flatheads. Even if you don't see the fish on the electronics, he could be buried up in a tree somewhere. So I'm just looking for the right scenario where I think they might be and go from there.
Have you noticed a difference in the takedown from the blue catfish and the flatheads versus the channels?
Oh, yeah. A channel cat. Well, people say all the time that pesky little channel cat, he'll peck at it and peck at it and peck at it before he finally picks it up and eats it. And a blue, when they eat it, they'll just inhale it.
Yeah, inhale and run off with the bait and hook both.
Right. And then that flathead, he's a little more finicky. He wants to taste it one time. He'll even get it in his mouth and hold it.
Uh-huh.
And then you got to let him start to move with it before you do anything. If he feels that line, I think he's going to spit it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So there is definitely a difference in them.
What is one piece of gear that you're looking forward to upgrade your boat with?
Oh.
I don't mean to ask hard questions. It's just
No, hey, that's good. You do. That's
That
good.
is a good question. One piece
You
of gear
gotta
to upgrade the boat. I would like to update my depth finder. All my depth finder stuff is a little bit outdated. I mean, it's not too bad, but it still works great. But I don't know. It's just nice to have the newest and I guess the latest and greatest.
what's your eye on?
Well, I like Humminbird. I've always liked Humminbird. The new Humminbird Helix 12, I think is what it is. Yeah.
Oh, you're looking for the live
The
scope?
newest ones. Yeah.
No, I don't want the live scope. I want more of the 360. I've been watching a lot of people using live scope, and you have the separate controller for your live scope, or it's got to be hooked to the bottom of the trolling motor. And it's got to be, if it's on your trolling motor, your motor's got to be pointed in the direction that you're looking.
Oh, really?
So yeah. Or you got to have the separate stick on a handle to point your live scope where you want it. And I've gotten really used to using side view. I'll use side view more than I use anything. So the 360 is like side view, but 360 degrees all the way around the boat.
Yeah.
and you got there is a time delay, like the camera when it rotates around 360 degrees. There is a little bit of a lag in that 360, but you're just going to get so much better quality picture.
Can you tell the size of the fish that you see on that 360?
Yeah, you can. Some people say it looks like salt and pepper on the screen. It'll look like a grain of rice or something like that. There's a few fish I've seen up there on the James River that you can actually see the shadow and the outline of fins and everything.
Robert Modin in chat wants to know, Steve, are you going to start doing lives?
I want to, but I don't know if it would be better to just automatically start doing lives or make some videos and put some videos out first.
Well, right now, short clips is what's really helping with subscribers.
Right.
But videos help too, because you, especially if you do want to introduce yourself and your channel and what your channel's about.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, you can go ahead and tell the people in chat about your channel and what your channel is about, what you would like to see for your channel.
Well, my channel is Steve Ransom or Steven Ransom, and I just like to get out there and fish and watch everybody else fish. I do like to record it. That's a lot of fun. And doing lives to be able to chat with everybody and socialize, that makes time just fly by. You can spend a lot of time out there talking to people and just time gets away from you. But it's a lot of fun. And I just like to get out there and fish and share it with everybody. There's some people who can't get out there and do it, that they fish through us and watching us fish on live streams and stuff like that and watching videos.
Yeah, that's a lot right there.
Yeah.
I have Joe Ziegler said, check your email.
All right. Thank you.
I think you're talking to me.
Oh.
Can I get someone to keep posting Steve Ransom's link, please?
Yeah, because my email.
We're trying to get Steve Ransom up to 100 subs tonight. So if you could also share us out and hit that like button for Avid, we would greatly appreciate that.
Yes, for sure.
So what trips do you have planned for the year?
Not real. I don't really have anything planned. We just got back a week before last from the James River when Cody from 3+1 done his tournament.
Yeah.
The sabotage tournament. I was supposed to fish Saturday, and I went to the James River that Friday and fished up there Friday. And then the storms were so bad Saturday couldn't nobody go out. I think I was the only one actually crazy enough to get on the water that day. Which it wasn't in my boat either. I got a friend that lives up there that I fish with, and he's got a big center console that's made for more of the ocean. And we took his center console out instead of my boat. That's the only reason I went. But I don't really have a lot of plans. I would like to go down and fish Kerr Lake, Lake Gaskin. A couple trips anyway. And then,
sorry to interrupt a minute, but Joe, do you want me to show that fish? Or would you like to see Joe's fish?
I'd like to see Joe's fish.
Yeah, show it.
Joe Ziegler, would you want me to show it? Share it out?
He just posted Steve Ransom's
right.
link, so thank you.
Okay, he said I can, so this is a monster compared to what I've seen on flatheads.
Steve, who have you fished with from YouTube?
Nobody.
That tail is still touching the bottom.
Yeah.
Wow.
That tail's still laying on the pavement.
Wow. And what is that one weigh?
Huge flathead.
That was a 63 pound, if I read that right in the chat or in the email. In the email, I think he said it was 63 pounds.
Yeah.
Very nice, Joe.
You did good. River Rat says he just picked you up.
Well, thank you.
So there's flatheads out there, and there's something to really research and target on when you go after them.
Right.
But what baits have you found that they like the best?
Like I said, I've been using shad. Try to catch shad as soon as I get on the water. Use fresh shad, live or even cut bait. Either way.
What do
No,
you what
go
do you
ahead.
do for safety things during night fishing? Because it's really hard to see, logs in the water. Or do you just stay stationary? What do you do?
Now I have a light on the front of the boat. You got your navigation light on the front that's red and green. Mine has a LED light on top of it, and you can light the water up with that.
Do you use it while you're traveling?
Yes, either that or just a handheld spotlight. That's going to be the easiest way to go.
See, and I'm real peculiar. When I get out on my boat, one of the first things I do is put a life vest on, and it's not because I'm afraid of the water.
Yep.
It's I'm uncertain in the boat.
Right. And there's not a thing wrong with that life jacket. If you're not wearing it while you're moving, I mean, it's useless.
What do you find the easiest way to remember the rules of the water, like the red and green channel markers?
We're on the river, so as I'm going down river, the red's always on the right, so R for red, and green's on the left. So when you're coming back, you just look for the light, and you just aim from one to the other basically until you pick up the next light. Even if it's around a bend, you might be at a green one and you're coming back upriver, and you see the red one in the distance. Just aim right straight at it until you pick up the next light around the bend, and then aim at it.
That's good advice.
Yeah.
Everybody, we need 13 more for Steve Ransom.
All right.
Yes, they do make life jackets for dogs, butterflies. You'd have to go to a pet store to get them.
Yep.
Yeah, I found that even at the stores, it was hard to find them. But yeah, Dalton has his own life vest, and he doesn't go on the boat without his on.
Yeah, and even the stores like Bass Pro Shop, Cabela's, places like that, they have them. They're
Yeah,
probably
Right.
going to be camouflage, but they have them as well.
So, do you ever take your wife on the boat with you?
Ask her; she'll tell you that's her boat. I have to ask permission to go without her. Yeah, I take her quite a bit. She's my fishing partner most of the time.
And what
That's
is her
awesome.
PBs?
Do whatever.
What is her PBs?
Oh, she's the banana on the boat, man.
Oh, I feel sorry for you.
For anybody that don't know what that is, everybody says it's bad luck to bring a banana on the boat because you won't catch no fish. And she's the banana on the boat.
Hey, if I see a hand come
man.
up behind you on camera and slap you upside the back of the head, I will not
I'm
blame
waiting
her.
for it.
I will not blame her. I'll give her all that credit.
Yeah,
Tully
but
from
that is
Hooks
true.
and Hammocks would come up behind Chris with the frying pan in hand.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, I seen the
Yeah.
video where Chris, Telly knocked out Chris for not taking her to CatCon.
right.
So
But,
if she comes up, if your wife comes up behind you and smacks you upside the back of the head, she gets brownie points for that one.
Yeah, I think her PB is only like an 8-pound blue so far.
Are you going to help her improve that?
Yeah, I'm hoping to, but I don't know if she's wearing banana boat sunscreen or carrying the banana trail mix in her pocket or what she's doing. But
I'm
she
glad
can't
they
catch no
don't know
fish.
her name because I'd encourage her to slap you upside the back of the head.
Right?
But I'm sure she can hear me if she's watching chat.
Yeah, I was waiting on her to come in here and say something, but I don't know if she's listening or not.
I
That's
don't know if she's
funny.
listening, but if she is, if you feel free to come up and slap him upside the back of the head on live camera, feel free to.
Right?
Bring a
He's calling
banana
you a
with you.
banana on a boat, bad luck. No, I would not put up with that one. He's asking for trouble.
Yeah.
Oh, Steve, we got to get together. My hubby and your wife are about in the same boat.
All
He
right.
says he says it's our boat. Now he's not the fisher person, but he likes to be out on the water.
Yeah.
So we've spotted eagles' nests. We've spotted where, I don't know what these black ducks are called, but they're a menace. They'll
Yeah.
fly
Oh,
over
them
and poop
diving
right
ducks?
on you. What are they?
Them diving ducks with a little yellow beak.
Yeah.
Yep.
I know the name of them things, but those things will flock up on you and just dive around and eat whatever's on your hook.
Oh, and then poop wherever they want.
Uh-huh.
Right.
You got to watch out for the sky. Cows fly. Heck, these birds fly.
Yeah.
Oh, coots. That's right. That's what they are, coots. But if you ever shoot one over the water with a 12 gauge, all you're going to see is feathers and blood. And
I've not
once that blood
shot a
hits that
duck.
water, once you hit the blood hits the water, within minutes you're going to have flat cats up underneath that blood.
Right.
That's funny.
No, I've done it one year. I was out duck hunting with a friend of mine. I go, duck. I pulled the trigger. He goes, don't shoot that coot. He didn't get the word out before I blew the coot up into a black feathery ball, and all of a sudden you can see red behind it falling on the ground or
Oh.
on the water, and you see these catfish fins and tails come up looking for the meat. That little coot just dissipated with a bird shot. I'm like, okay, there's nothing left of him.
They're not very big.
No, they're not. They're about the size of a softball.
I was
Maybe a
thinking
little
more
bigger.
like a big pigeon.
Yeah.
What other things do you like doing in the outdoors, Steve? What's some of your hobbies?
I play with RC cars outside, RC airplanes. I don't do that as much anymore as what I used to. Now more is just fish. If I get free time, I want to go fishing.
Do you still do any other fishing other than catfishing now that you had catfish fever?
My wife likes to crappie fish. And
I like the crappie fish.
I have to give in and go crappie fishing with her. During the summer when it gets real hot and the catfish are spawning and they're not biting real good, I've started putting her on carp and letting her carp fish. Excuse me?
Would you like to see a crappie?
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
All
He's
right.
got one in his live well, I take it.
I got two in my live well.
Yeah. But I've been putting her on the spawning carp and she's been catching them and having a blast fighting them. They're a lot of fun.
I noticed once I get a bigger motor in my pontoon, I'll feel a lot safer going different places. Because right now with the 9.9, it gets me where I'm going right now, but with high winds, there's no way. There was one day I was on a regular inland lake and the wind was, blowing 30, 40 miles an hour. And it took me forever to get into that ramp.
Yeah. Well, you're right up there on Lake Erie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've seen Lake Erie. That's not your normal lake. I mean, y'all get winds just all of a sudden across that are just wild.
Yeah, it was the one night that I was on Jody's Flathead Challenge. I went out to go out, and the waves ended up being There's the crappie.
That's nice fish.
He's still alive too.
Yeah. That's
I got,
nice.
He's 1 pound, and I got another one in there with him that's a pound 4 ounces.
Yeah.
I'm getting them fat before I cook them up.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, I'm looking to put some bluegill and crappie into my pond in the backyard and letting them, using that as my live well because it goes year round.
Well, I
Right.
got a 200-gallon aquarium I use for bluegills and crappie and shad, but the last time I put shad in there, the 2 crappie ate them all. I was trying to grow some shad from 3/4 of an inch because I caught a bunch of them in a cast net and I put them all in the live well in the truck. I brought them in here and dumped them in there. Within 3 days, those crappie ate every one of them.
Yeah.
So
Even our crappie seemed like they were starting to spawn a little early this year.
well, water temperatures here aren't right yet for the crappies to hit because it's fluctuating too much.
Yeah. But it seemed like 2 weeks ago they was already in pre-stage mode up in toward the points at the shallows, already in 6 to 8 feet of water.
Yeah. So, how much is your wife more into crappie fishing or cat fishing?
She likes crappie fishing better. She likes using the bobber and live minnows and watching that bobber go down.
What's your limit? State limits for you to have catch on crappie?
I'm not exactly sure on that. I don't know. I haven't looked in quite a while.
That's
I
good
think
to know,
mine's
especially if you're
25.
going to keep them.
Yeah.
What was that, Robin? I'm sorry.
I said, I think mine's 25.
I think it's basically across the board, but some states have a tendency to be a little higher, a little bit lower.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jody, we all know you're the flathead queen.
That's right.
You're going to start defending it against everybody on Friday nights, especially with Skipjack Cindy. She's been catching some flatheads now.
So, Steve, going back to safety, have you ever come across DNR pulling you or checking your boat?
Oh yeah, all the time.
What do they check for?
They just make sure you have your throw. You got to have a throw cushion on your boat. And ours, when you flip it over and read the writing on it, the U.S. Coast Guard number has to be legible. It can't be wore off. They'll check fire extinguisher, horn, whistle, make sure that the life jackets are on board. And it's the proper size life jacket for the people on the boat, which I'm a big guy. So they make sure I have a life jacket that'll actually fit me.
So, hey, welcome in, Danimals Creations. He says in Oklahoma, the crappie limit is 37 with no size limit.
Wow.
He says some lakes have a limit of 30 with 10-inch size limit in Oklahoma.
I think ours is around the 20 mark, 20 and 25, but I'm not sure that there is a size limit.
I know there's one lake here not far from me. I can go down there and wipe the daylights out of crappie, and there's no limit.
Yeah.
There's no size to them. I'm like, this lake is plentiful, but since we've allowed gill netting to take out the Asian carp, I've noticed the crappie population in that water has dropped.
Right.
That's just my opinion, but it feels like it has.
Well, I'm sure it has some relation to it.
Yeah.
I'm thinking the gill netters was keeping everything that was in the gill nets and not throwing back the crappie like they're supposed to.
Yeah, that's very possible.
Because our cats in that lake that were really big have dwindled in numbers. So they're not only are they keeping the Asian carp and the big silver carp and all the other big fish that they're not supposed to be keeping. So, and I advise the game wardens to be checking them when they come out of the water with that stuff, because you can always tell when a species of fish is predominant
Yeah.
is starting to drop.
Yeah.
So I mentioned it to the game warden, and he's going to get the biologists out there and do a shock test and see what it's like after they had those gill netters out there. Because I like keeping that lake healthy for the fish and for the people that fish there for them. But if people are just robbing those fish out of there and taking them somewhere else and selling them, and they're not supposed to be taking them out, that's not good.
No. We can't use gill nets here on the lake. You can use a cast net for shad, but here you got to go to tidal water like James River to use a gill net.
But see, the commercial fishermen that only fish for the Asian carp and carps are allowed to use the gill nets, but they're supposed to throw all the other game fish back and the catfish back, but they don't. There's one.
Yeah, that's a shame. That's when it hurts. That's when it hurts the environment. You know, the numbers.
Right. Because up in Horseshoe Lake, a guy that was getting paid to take out the silver carp and the big head carp, he had 2 nets out, and he's supposed to be back to check them every day. And Fishing Game pulled him up one day, and he had gill netted 1,800 pounds of catfish.
Wow.
And they were dead by the time he got back there to take them out. So they pulled the nets, went to his house, found him, took his nets, and he's not supposed to be commercial fishing anymore for 10 years or more.
Huh.
But he was out there in the water doing it again day after.
That's a shame.
Yeah.
Kind of takes away from everybody.
Oh, yeah. He's killing a population of flatheads and channel cats in Horseshoe that have some big numbers.
Yeah.
Jody says, I keep an extra life jacket in my boat in the biggest size I can find. The skinny people can tighten the webbing.
That's right.
That's right.
Butters, Flies, and Sunshine says, absolutely, Jody, safety first.
Yeah.
And of course, Danimal says, Jody, well, he said LMAO, I'd bring mine with me. So he knows that if he's on Jody's boat, he's got to bring his own life jacket.
I do that as well. Go out with somebody else on their boat. I take my life jacket with me.
We have the Art from 110 Fishing Club in here.
Hey, Art. And retired Rick.
When I was in the Navy, I took my swim qualifications. I jumped, and my life vest stayed on the surface. And when I jumped in, and that vest was light as I can't even read that one on what thing said. I missed.
Well, what happened is when she jumped in, the life vest stayed on the water surface, so it slipped. She slipped right out of it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no.
She slipped out of it, and the vest stayed on top.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she had it as tight as she could.
Wow.
Poor girl.
To have that problem.
That'd be bad to have that problem.
Yeah.
That would not be good to have that problem, Ting.
What are some of the things on your boat that you keep on your boat just for comfort measures that's not a safety concern?
Toilet paper,
That's a good one.
hand sanitizer, just the obvious stuff is comfort measure. I keep a blanket in it's like a big, humongous Ziploc bag. I keep a blanket in there just in case somebody was to get cold on it. Just more of a comfort thing.
AKA
Exactly.
your wife.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't know you had her comforts ready, huh?
Right.
You got to take care of your partner on your boat. That's why there's a blanket for him.
That's right.
I think a blanket for her, not him.
Well, in my case, like I said, it's the opposite in our household than it is in
Right.
Steve.
Yeah.
Ching says that I missed Ching. It wasn't your typing. It just I wasn't catching the gist of it. I apologize.
And a
Oh,
real good
Tinky,
thing,
that's fine.
Robin, to keep on your boat is extra pair of socks.
Oh, that's even on bank fishing. That's good. Extra pair of socks and shoes.
Yep. Keep them in the truck, keep them in the boat, whatever you got to, if you're fishing off the bank or in a boat. Extra pair of socks are amazing when you need them.
You know what's funny? I'm usually barefoot.
Are you another pontoon Jody?
I don't like shoes.
I call pontoon Jody barefoot. So I'm gonna have to probably start calling you naked foot.
That's the only thing that you'll see naked on me is my feet.
Well, I can't call you barefoot when Jody's already barefoot. So I have to come up with one for you. So,
Yeah.
and people are going to start thinking I have a foot fetish. No, just people will come up and give me their own nicknames just by certain key facts.
Right.
Well, because I don't. I think it's my gait because I have an altered gait that my shoes catch on things and that tends to trip me up. If I can feel with my feet, then I know my placement is either solid or do I need to stabilize myself more.
You see what Miss Denise said? Great. Now
Well,
I need another pair of shoes. Well, I can just call you Twinkle Toes, Denise. All right, we got barefoot, we got naked foot, and now we got Twinkle Toes. Okay.
what type of flooring do you have on your boat?
It's carpet, and that's terrible because you get catfish slime all over it, cut up bait, and you're constantly cleaning it.
Well, Jody, this still part of the Bigfoot tribe, so naked foot, Twinkle Toes, and barefoot.
Robin is now Miss Naked Toes.
Yeah.
Butterflies and sunshine. Too funny.
Hey, butterflies, I'll take that one for naked toes. Now we start calling Robin naked toes in other people's chats, and they're gonna be wondering like, huh?
Well, I hate to, but I've got to run.
I'm glad you were able to come up.
I appreciate you having me. Thanks for everybody in chat who has subscribed to me. I do appreciate it a whole lot.
By the
Where's
way,
the subscriber count at?
hold on, let me look. We have them at 88 right now.
All right.
12 more.
We'll keep pushing him through the week, and we'll see where he's at by next week.
Jody, if you can help me push Steve Ransom's sub count to where we get him up to 200, that'd be great. And he's in everybody's chat. He's always subbing or being a mod or whatever,
Participating.
Right.
participating in chat. So let's help him get his numbers up.
Steve, I
And
appreciate you coming up and sharing your time with us.
Well, thanks for having me.
you
I really
welcome.
enjoyed it.
I'll stay live for a few seconds so you can come in and say something in chat and make sure you're a mod.
Okay.
So, I thought you were a mod. I just want to make sure you are.
Okay. All right. I thank you.
Have a good night, Steve.
You too.
So how's your fishing been going?
Well, mine has been working on the boat. The starter wasn't lined up with the carburetor exactly as it needed to be, so we tweaked it a little bit. Now that's going fine.
You got ratted out.
Jody, sis, you're telling my secrets.
She just ratted you out.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Jamie and Rebecca, I still would like to get you two back up here as a guest.
That would be fun.
I've had them up here once before they hit it big and everything. I'd like to get them back up here again, so they can give the growth from when they were here last all the way up till now. And no, Jamie, the question about the ring will not be in the line of questions.
Dang it.
No, you have to go back and watch that last live. I still got the thumbnail, I believe, Jamie, or Robin, or Rebecca. I'll check it out and I'll let you know.
Put us down. We would love to.
I'll let you know when. Matter of fact, hold on, let me see what I got.
Steve Ransom, it was such a pleasure having you on board.
Steve Ransom was amazing.
He's a great guy. We've talked a lot in chat numerous times.
There, Steve. Now you're taken care of.
Cool Cats Fishing, James. Thank you for that. Now I got something to throw back at Jody because I've never seen her feet. It says, Jody should not be talking about feet.
What? Her feet.
Fred Flintstone looking feet. Oh, Freddy feet. That's what I'm going to call Jody now. Freddy feet.
Uh-oh. Where did that start?
That's fun. Carolina Real Screamer says, then we can come up and talk about the wedding.
Really? You holding that on me, Jamie?
Jody says, now, James, you're one to talk. Your feet are webbed. Cool Cats comes back, says, but I can swim so fast. Oh, my gosh.
Oh, I do got you. Jamie, or Rebecca. Guess what, guys?
What?
I know who our next week's guests are.
Could it be James and Rebecca?
Yep. Carolina Real Screamers, you will be our guest next Sunday night.
As long as they're free.
Hey, we'll be there is what they said.
Nice.
See how quick I set that one up? Already had the thumbnail made.
Jody says, my feet are fine. I can step on a hook and not even feel it.
Yeah, James steps on the hook and he's screaming like a banshee.
Well, it's probably hurting the webbing. Can't have holes in the webbing, then you can't swim as fast.
Now, after Carolina Real Screamers, who would you like to see as a guest?
Actually, one of the people I'd like to get on here is Danimals. I'd like to see his setup for how he does his work. Because I don't know if you've seen some of the things that he's made,
Oh, I've
but
seen
it's
some of the things
phenomenal.
he's made. I've seen his lives where he made it too. And if he'd like to come up and share that with us, that'd be great.
I would love to see that because that is a talent and an artist right there.
Hey, Robert Moden, Cool Catch Fishing. So, Danimal, are you up for the challenge?
Another one I'd like to see is Cool Cats Fishing come up and talk about his boat.
Danimal, Cool Cats, your invitation has been put out there by Robin, so it's up to you to say yes or no. And if you do, just contact me on Messenger. If you don't have
Yeah,
me
but
on
the animals, there's
Messenger,
got to be a process to how you make such beautiful artwork. And who would think that a catfish would be beautiful? But when you see it on the trophy that Kevin got for the Whisker Awards,
oh yeah,
if you see hooks and hammocks, double hooks.
Danimal,
Cool Cat says, yes, I'm screaming. I don't know if not feeling hook was
is a good thing.
You step on is a good thing. That's squirrel is heading to the nest. Good night, squirrel.
Yes, squirrels heading to the nest because you don't want to be grabbed by Bigfoot and thrown over a fire.
Yikes.
When Bigfoot's in the woods, the best snack for Bigfoot of a night is a roasted squirrel.
Danimal says, thank you, Robin. Sure, Avid. First time in over 2 years I've been invited on someone's show.
Daniel, just send me a message with a couple pictures and I'll get a thumbnail made.
And Cool Cats doesn't have Messenger.
Just shoot me an email, James.
And he said, oh, yes, I can talk about the boat for a year.
If you don't have Messenger, my email's in my about me page. And I'll help get you set up and we'll help get you pushed and your numbers and everything. So
Danimal says, okay, we'll do sometime soon. Awesome, Danimals.
Not Jody. But next week we're going to have Carolina Lake weights. And the question is, are they getting married or are they not getting married? That's
for them to know and us to find out.
And was there a ring that was actually presented?
Ooh.
The tough questions will be answered.
Robert Malden says, I want James' bank account number. Good night, Jody.
Got to go talk to the twins. Have a great day, Abbott and Robin. Yeah, have a great day, Ting Ting.
Good night, Ting Ting.
Yeah, is that you, Jamie, or is that Rebecca behind that name?
Says, I guess all will come out on Sunday. Stay tuned.
That's almost sounding like James typing one sentence and the next time it comes across as Rebecca typing. If you understand what I'm saying.
I do.
If you, I can almost tell the difference. I thought it was Rebecca. I knew it.
Well, you
I
had a 50-50 chance there.
well, see, I can tell how James responds under Carolina Real Screamers, and I can understand how Rebecca would just uh, be ornery and say yes, and sometimes she'll just let it all go. She likes to play cat and mouse half the time. But James,
Another one I'd like to get up here is Joe Ziegler.
oh, we'll get him up here if he's still in chat.
I'd like to have him on the show.
But Rebecca, she's a ball of energy. Every time I see her live fishing or anything in front of the camera, she's just that energy.
Happy-go-lucky energy.
Yes, she is. I can't wait to have them up here because they're great. Yeah, Jamie, if I could be as happy as you all the time, I'd be blessed.
That's the only way to be happy. That's a good outlook, Rebecca. Very good.
Yeah. Cool cats. I can understand why there ain't much left in that bank account. You paid cash for that boat, so there's no payments.
Shoot, dang.
You paid it straight out. I don't think I could have done that. I would want to do that for a boat. But that's boat's big enough to be a house for him on the river.
Well, and that's the thing. He's finally getting what he wants.
Right.
And now he has it. And I want to see and hear more about it. What made him choose that one over something else?
Oh yeah. I want to find out why he picked that one. And he has a big tournament tank on there.
And that would be fun to have. I'm trying to think of a way that I could have one on the pontoon without it having to be up onto the deck.
Mm-hmm.
If I could get one in between the tunes,
right,
that would help kind of balance the weight out. But you can't have one. That's the thing. If you have one on one side, do you have to have one on the other side? How do you counter the weight?
Oh, I understand.
Robert Malden says, "Live while you're alive."
Cool Cat says, "Shame I have to make a GoFundMe page so I can get gas."
That's too funny.
You want to give away a couple stickers? 205.
That's awesome. 205.
Yeah, since we got everybody in here, give me a minute. I'll pull it up. You know, the last time I went to the eye doctor for my after the surgery, he told me I'd need to have reading glasses. You know what I told him?
What?
I don't need them. I can read that fine print. He goes, "Really?" He says, "How far can you see in distance?" This is a lot farther than what most people can think of.
Wow.
He goes, "What do you mean?" We walked outside and I said, "Well, see that car down there, 4 lights that just ran the red light?" He goes, "I can't even get my eyes to focus that far." He says, "Yeah, it's a gray Chevy Chevette."
Wow.
Oh, hold on a minute. I think I just messed up. Yep, I did.
Butterflies and Sunshade says, "Best way to go. Why pay all the extra money and interest? Just giving money away." And 205 says, 2 draws.
2 draws, that's all right. We can do that. I'm just getting ready to pull it up. Okay, everybody in chat, this is what you're going to put in for the drawing. And 205, you can post your email and I'll pin it to the top of chat. This is what you put in for the stickers for 205.
Danimal says he's got to go get Dom's bathwater running. Talk Talk. Have a good night. Avid, I'll be in contact soon.
All right.
What were you researching, Denise? Oh, hashtag 205.
Got it. Pinned it to the top of chat. Pushes Don R over. Why do you want to push an old man over? You can push him out of the boat. He likes that.
Poor Don R. I picked on him bad the other night.
Well, if Don R's still in chat, if he feels brave enough, he can come up and talk smack about us, like he did the other night when you weren't here.
I love me some Uncle Don.
But Don R, I think Don R is too scared to come up and face Robin.
Says, help, I can't swim.
Hey, Sampy, how you doing, Samson?
Hi, Sampy. That's another very supportive person in the chats is Mike Sampy. He comes in everyone's.
I've had him on live once as a guest. But if he wants to come back up again, we can get him back up here. You know who we should get up here?
Who?
Denise.
Oh, she's great. I met her in person, and she is awesome.
Get Denise up here for a couple hours as a guest and just chat and let her have fun.
She's one I'd like to get on a boat down there in Kentucky.
I'd like to get you and her both up here and get you both up here fishing for a weekend.
You know, that could be arranged. You know what's a killer is all the different states I have to get fishing licenses in.
At least here you can get. All right, Sampy, just send me a couple pictures and I'll get a thumbnail made. And good thing is here, I don't know how often you plan to fish in Illinois, but your 3-day fishing license ain't that bad.
Well, that's the thing. If we go to the family property, it's only a few more hours to get into Chicago.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Then you got a 4-hour drive from Chicago down to where I'm at.
Well, right. Well, it's 3.5 to get to the family property. Then it's another couple to get to Chicago. But I mean, I could.
Hey, we got Alona's Catfish Adventures.
Alona, hi.
Alona, if you're wanting to get some 205 stickers, just put hashtag 205 in.
She already did.
Okay, that's cool. Let's see what we got in for the drawing.
For anybody who doesn't know, Alana is Freddie and Nina's daughter from Freddie Outdoors Adventures. He'll talk about his FOA rods.
I'm still waiting to hear back from Freddie when him and his wife can be up here as guests.
There you go. Nina is awesome. I met her. Well, I met Freddie's awesome too, but I really enjoyed our chat.
Be nice.
Catfish dog. Robin, don't fish with Abbott.
You're going to get a 300-second fine. Let's see. The reason why he said that is
because he was fishing with you one day?
No. Friday morning, I went fishing for bait. I was throwing the net all morning. Couldn't get no shad. I went to try to catch fresh bluegill. I couldn't get them, so I came home, took about 12 or 13 bluegill out of the live well, went and took all the frozen bait that I had in the freezer, which was older than God knows when, and I took them out Friday night to use them for fish. Well, the live bait, it got ripped off the hook, and the frozen bait didn't do nothing.
Tim says, all I'm saying is Friday night.
Tim, I love you as an Illinois brother, but be nice.
Denise, you'd be surprised. Those pontoons, because I used to get green real quick too.
Right.
But on the pontoon, it's different. I think it's because you can stabilize the horizon easier.
Well, when you go on plane, your plane ain't higher than your plane is more level keel instead of like a boat when they go on plane. That point of the boat is almost a couple feet out of the water.
Correct.
You got more of a level plane than a higher plane compared to other boats. But see, those fish that I had in the freezer, I did at the time when I put them in the freezer, I didn't have a vacuum sealer. And so they got freezer burned.
Oh, absolutely.
And now I got a vacuum sealer. I can properly vacuum seal fish.
Right.
And they won't get freezer burned.
Don R says he doesn't have the link.
I can drop the link, troublemaker.
Yeah, anybody who wants to come up and have a chit chat with us, come on up.
You heard the queen.
Chad's in the house. Chad Nolte. Is it
Hey,
Nolte
Chad.
or Nolte?
Chad Nolte.
Okay.
We have 9 people in the drawing.
Did you refresh that?
Oh, you made me erase it.
No, you did not.
You told me to refresh it.
Uncle Don is in the house.
Now I got to do that again. Ain't refreshing it after this one. Robin, shame on you.
You still have the 9.
We hope.
A
Yeah, we
live
still have
well,
it.
Denise, is something that you use to keep the fish alive. It's bubbling. It's where the fish, you can hold on to them.
Robin, you going to leave him in the basement?
Oh. Nope. Hi, Uncle Don.
Good evening.
So it's a place to store the fish that has the water that you get from usually the place of origin of the fish.
Okay, Sappy.
And that will take care of them.
And any mods that would like to be a guest on this show, let me know and let me or Robin know, and we'll get something set up for you guys. We would like to do a show just for mods.
So, Uncle Don, what's this that you were talking smack about me?
No. Avid was fishing. I was just giving Avid smack.
Yeah, well, what about this saying that Robin is going to have to save your bacon because she ain't the one here to talk smack? Or you and Angelina and Robin's going to have to do all the fishing because you're talking smack to save your bacon? What was that about now?
Well, I don't have to worry about Robin. Angelina will take care of her. I'll take care of you.
Oh,
You know,
that's
you
nice.
young'uns got so much to learn yet.
Uncle Don, I think we're in the same age group. Brian B. Catfishing.
Hey, Brian B.
Congrats on the win.
Congrats on the run, Potomac. And
Closed all morning.
if that is for 205 stickers that he's giving away, there will be 2 drawings. We have 9 entries in.
Brian B., congrats on your new motor as well.
Yeah, I think he went and took that. Hello, Jello. I think he went and took Chunky Cat's motor off his boat.
No, he got that motor from Downriver Boys, Dam River Boys.
All right.
Hey, Jello.
Good evening, Mr. Jello.
Hashtag Denise,
Denise,
that's the wrong
it's
number.
205. You have 295.
I think she's trying to be smart.
She's being silly tonight.
Hey, I showed a live crappie right out of my fish tank.
It is, but it's usually like in the bass boats, it's usually surfaced with the floor, or a lot of times they'll have them behind like the captain's seat if the
Hey, Buck.
Hey, Buck, welcome in.
Hey, Buck Williams. So it's no, but you could use a fish tank
Yeah,
and
just,
have it at your house, and then
yeah,
you could take bluegills out of that and go fishing or shad or whatever. I'm going to actually use my outdoor pond because we have where it runs, because it's through a waterfall and it runs all year long.
right. Denise, I got a 200-gallon live well, which is in the aquarium in my bedroom. So you could use a 55-gallon aquarium for our live well. You just got to be able to know how many fish you can put in that live well without hurting them.
So what's behind Uncle Don?
It's a mess. I'm working on a raised beds, building raised beds.
Oh, gardening.
We're going to have spring pretty soon. Yeah, over that way, I got all kinds of plants going. And I finished one raised bed you can see in the corner. And the one right there is one I'm still working on. Over here is just my lathe and my bandsaw and
You
stuff
got a whole
piled
workshop.
all over around it. In the winter, I have to bring everything in the garage, so it gets pretty tight in here. I sometimes can get the car in.
205. If you're in here, I know he's still in here.
He was a few seconds ago, a minute ago. There he is.
Say when, and I hit the draw button.
When?
Yeah, draw it.
Wrong person. I said 205. Roll it? Okay.
You know, Robin, there's so many people that they get into this.
Mike Stampy.
Oh, Mike Stampy. Congrats.
He
So many
took
people
that.
get into what, Miss Uncle Don?
They get into, comparing boats. But, I've loved every boat I've had, down to the little tiny fiberglass boat from Sears with a little 28 whatever electric motor on it. But every boat I've ever had, I've enjoyed so much. And it doesn't matter what it's got in it, how fast it goes, or anything like that. It's the enjoyment of being there and just feeling the waves and just bellowing out. And I like it because I don't lose as much tackle as I do when I fish from shore. Sometimes I can get it back, most of the time. But yeah, it's just so fun. It doesn't, even a little canoe, or that's why people like kayaks. It's just fun to be on the water. You can go back in the shallows and got clear water. You can see the bottom and see the fish, and that's just exciting too.
It is.
Mike Sampson, his 205 email is pinned at the top of chat.
Congrats, Mike Sampson.
And congratulations.
Are we going to draw the second one, or are we waiting a few?
I'm going to wait a few, see if any more wants in. So just if you want in, just put hashtag 205 in for the drawing, and we will. I'm going to let Robin decide when to roll the next one.
Let's wait 2 minutes. So 9:57 for me, 8:57 for you. Uncle Don, you are right. It is the enjoyment of being outdoors. It's amazing how much that helps emotionally, mentally, physically.
Yeah.
It's just uplifting. It's like, I don't know if it's the fresh air. It can't always be the sunshine, because I've been out there in the rain and have enjoyed it just as much.
That's the, gentle rock of the boat. Some days it gets choppy, but you get out there in that gentle rock and roll, and it just mellows me out. I was so happy when electric motors came out, because then you could feel it and you had very little to no noise. And I maybe fill my tank for my big motor once a year, because 90% of the time I'm running on the electric motor or anchored. And
Yeah.
So how much of the time do you spend charging up your trolling motor?
I usually plug them in at night and they're ready to go the next day. I don't really run them till they're empty. But I do a lot of anchoring and then a little bit of dragging or bumping. And the only time I really use the big motor is to get out kind of where I'm going to go. And the biggest reason I got it was storms come up so fast here, and they're wicked, that I can maybe get to shore before I get caught in the storm.
All right.
Or back in the bay where I know the wind won't get me so bad.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Good luck, everyone. And thank you, 205, for doing this.
Really?
Oh, he wins it again. Sampy, can we spin it again? You won the first one.
That's twice Samson robbed Don R from a sticker. Robbed it from Don R once and robbed it from Tim the second time.
I haven't been very lucky lately.
Hey, Big Slim.
They
Sam,
want-
do it again. All right, we'll give everybody 30 seconds that just came in a chance to get in on the drawing and put in hashtag 205. And we will spin it one more time.
Mike, buy a lottery ticket.
Yeah, Tim,
Hey, Big Slim, welcome in.
that's what I always say about the tournaments and stuff. If I don't win, it has to be rigged.
I don't know what's right. I don't have no control over this rule. I don't know how to stop it.
Hi, Donald Long.
We will be spinning this in 15 seconds. Actually, we'll make it at 9 o'clock when we spin it again.
205 Wild Action says, y'all are welcome. Thanks for all you do, Robin and Avid.
You're welcome.
Hey, Big Slim. Good evening. How are you today?
I know we're just under. Whoops! I hate this dang desktop.
Mike Sampy says he wants someone else to win. All right, let's roll that. Hey, Donald, Donald Long, if you haven't put in hashtag 205 to win a sticker, go ahead, slip it in there.
We'll
I
give
think
you
you
guys.
did already.
I think you did. I just want to make sure. Yeah, he did. I see it in chat.
Okay. Then let's
Three.
roll it. Let's see who the second winner is.
Hopefully, it ain't the same person, but if it is, oh, Joe
Joe
Ziegler.
Hey,
Ziegler.
way to go, Joe.
Okay, Donald, I didn't want you to miss out. Congratulations, Joe Ziegler. English is hard sometimes.
I know it is. Congratulations to the two winners, and email is up top, pinned top of chat to get a hold of 205 Wild Action for your stickers. I'm gonna leave it there for his email up there for a little longer for you two to get it written down.
One thing I can say about the chat, everybody is always so friendly, so helpful, and so interactive with the community.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not just here, it's in all the catfish channels. There's not a catfish channel that you go out there and you're watching a live that you don't have someone, cutting it up with someone else or helping, others out, answering questions, asking questions.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was on a roll when Avid was fishing.
Well,
I was really, really giving him a hard time.
Yeah, but you was also throwing at that Robin as well, not just me.
Well, both of you, you're on the same team.
he won't say it to my face. You notice
No,
that,
he won't
right?
say it to your face, but he won't mention what he said when I was fishing the one Sunday night on Horseshoe Lake.
It's funny. Uncle Don really loves me. He just likes to harass me.
Yeah, behind your back, but he won't say it to your face.
Well,
'Cause he
don't
really
take it
loves me.
seriously.
Uh-oh.
Oh, here comes Tim.
Yeah.
Hey, Tim.
The dog's out. What's going on, guys?
Howdy,
Not
howdy.
what's up.
Nothing. I was giving Avid and Robin a chance to take their best shots.
Yeah,
Oh, Uncle,
and you just
Uncle
weren't
Don,
doing it, Don. I had to come in here and say something.
I picked on you so bad the one night, people got mad at me.
You what?
I picked on you so hard the one night that people got mad at me.
Oh, I can take it.
Oh, you dish it out. You better be able to take it.
I get misinterpreted. I joke around a lot, and sometimes people take me too seriously, but I'm never very serious about anything. And now I got to be careful because the doctors want me on so many oxycodone and muscle relaxers and screws with my head, so I won't take them.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
And
That
they
stuff
said,
gives me
well,
nightmares.
that's all we can do for the pain. I said, well, then I just have to get my head straight and, hey, Eric,
Hello,
and
Eric B.
ignore it as much as I can.
Eric B., welcome to the Crazy Talk after the show.
Yeah, we got the craziest one right below me.
Hey,
Yeah,
Eric.
Tim was tearing it up the other day too.
Yeah, I had a good day crappie fishing Friday morning. It was pretty good.
Yeah. He's like, hey, Littlefoot, how you doing?
Go ahead, Avid. Say it. I'm waiting.
Hey, Matt.
Oh, by the way, how many fish did you catch the other day, Avid, when I was watching?
Oh crap!
Good
I just did something.
evening, Wannabe.
Tim is showing a big fat 0.
See, that's
Yeah.
what made it so easy to smack talk him when he's not catching nothing.
You know what?
But
When I go out catfishing, I've not been catching anything.
Well, right
It
now
gets,
here in Illinois, the water temperatures get warm, then they get cold. They get warm, they get cold, so they're shutting down the catfishing.
I
yeah,
will agree with Abbott on that. I'll give him that much right there. The water temperature around here has been up and down so much that it's freaking them out.
Whether it be on lake or river, the water temperature has to be a constant for them catfish to even be active.
yeah,
That's
and
why
it's not here.
that's why the crappies aren't even on the spawn beds around here yet, because
No,
the water ain't 65 yet.
it gets up to 60, 65, then it drops down to 55.
You get
I
a night
think
just
all,
like tonight you get a night just like tonight when it's going to be in the 30s. It was in the 50s all week at night. Tonight it's going to be down in the 30s, and here we go
Yep.
again. Cold front blasts in, and might as well wait a couple of days now.
That high pressure storm with the tornadoes that came through here recently has really devastated our fisheries here. And all next week's down here is supposed to be the highest 70, and next Monday it's going to be Sunday night. It's going to drop down to 30 again.
Dang it. When is summer getting here?
I don't think our waters are even in the 40s yet.
Our waters are trying to get up in the 60s, but it stay warm all week, and it takes one night to get down to 30, 32 degrees, and look out.
Yep, it's those night temperatures that really do it.
What do you want?
Yeah, our lake is still froze over solid.
Robert Modin, when you're going after big cats, you want some kind of warm water to get them active. Because once those big cats go to lethargic and the survival mode, they're lockjawed.
Yeah, Robert, you're right. I mean, we catch quite a few catfish through the ice. So when people say they don't bite it when it's cold, the fish always got to eat. They just
Hey, you know what?
do
Look,
it
you
a
can
different
Yeah,
way.
but they can be pickier, and you
You
may
can
not
catch-
throw what they want to eat.
catch any fish you want through the ice, but I'll tell you this: if you catch a catfish in the wintertime and catch that same catfish in the summertime, the fight will be totally different.
Oh, yeah.
You're right.
Oh, Matt, I've never caught a paddlefish. That would be awesome.
I've caught three of them. My smallest one was a 25. My largest was 53.
Wow. Congrats on the walleye. What'd you catch it on, Matt?
Denise, you found your CatCon stickers? How many you got?
Butterflies and Sunshine says, just as crazy here in Pennsylvania. Beautiful week last week and going downhill again this week.
Yep. And the daytime temperatures are fine. I mean, for this time of year, it's the nighttime temperatures that are really getting us bad.
Oh, you got him on catfishing. He had him on shad.
Yep.
That's the way it is here. So many fish bite on the same bait here that every time I pull one in, I never know what it. I can kind of tell, but I never know what it's going to be.
Denise, only if you want to give them away, let me know how many you want to do and how many spins. If you want to do a giveaway.
Oh,
Big Matt, where'd you catch that paddlefish at today, bro? That'd be so. You're right, Robin. That'd be a fun fight right there. Them things just don't know when to quit.
Paddlefish, they don't bite hooks. If your bait is around them and you're reeling it in, and they got that mouth open, just suck that hook and that bait right in their mouth.
Well, a lot of the times you'll snag them
Snag
too
'em.
while you're
Yeah.
throwing your
Yeah,
lures.
but I'm just saying because I have caught one when I was jigging for crappie once, and paddlefish just came right in front of the hook with its mouth open and sucked
Matt
in
says
both jigs.
the walleye freaking swallowed a 7-aught.
Geez, he was hungry.
Yeah,
Hungry.
they got a big.
He was hungry hippos.
You know, there's
Those
some
walleyes.
huge walleyes.
Yeah, but there's walleyes. They do open their mouth quite wide.
That's my one of two top fish I love fishing for. Crappie and walleye.
Yeah, here there's very few people that fish for anything except walleye and salmon. And there are so many other fish that are so good eating and fun to catch.
Okay, Denise.
And I just enjoy being out there.
He's in northern Arkansas. He was fishing the Black River.
All right.
Okay. I gotta find out where the. Oh, I know. I remember where this walleye at now. So I only have to be about take a 45-minute drive to go get him.
Well, see, Abbott, the DNR's starting to stock them around my area, which is I'm glad of that. I don't have to go so far.
Whoops, we lost somebody.
Robin.
Yeah, we sent from the hatchery. We sent almost 1 million crappie fried down south.
But see,
People stock the lakes, but
you see, Carlisle has walleye. Down below the dam at Swinging Bridge has walleye, so I know I can catch them either way. Welcome back.
yeah, they're a predator fish. You know, the catfish are predator. Any predator fish will fish on the stuff that people are using. Now,
Yeah,
we haven't hit it yet, but we're pushing real close to 20-pound walleye here.
I like watching newbies that have never caught a walleye. They'll bring it up and they'll put their fingers right in that fish's mouth right off the bat.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. People lip them before. No, don't do that.
Yeah, they lipped them and got their bottom of the thumb punctured, then the top of the mouth comes down on top of them, and they're like, "Ow!"
Yeah, they get me with the dorsal fin. I'll reach down and go to put my hand around them, and they'll flip that dorsal fin up, and
that gill plate's what is their favorite.
yeah.
205 Wild Action says, thanks for a great show, Abbott and everyone. Gonna peace out for tonight. See y'all soon. Good night, 205.
Good night, 205.
Later, 205.
Remember, next week we will have Carolina Real Screamers on.
That's right.
We will find out all the juicy news about that one.
Yep. Yeah, I got to get together a big order for them. The little bait shop up here, he decided to give me a little section to stock with catfish stuff. Because you can't find it in the state. You know, everything's walleye. And so you can't find heavy sinkers and bigger hooks and weights and stuff like that. It's almost unseen somebody using a half-ounce weight when they're fishing. But they use these crazy bottom bouncers, they call them, and I hate those things. When they're not in the water, they get hung up all over. When you're dragging them along the bottom, they're always getting hung up. And so I don't even know if I own any. I've probably got a few laying around.
Matt, there's nothing wrong with everything walleye because I love to eat the walleye.
Hi, Shad Daddy Ronnie. He says, hi, Abbott and Robin. Matt wanted to know what's wrong with everything walleye.
There's nothing wrong with everything walleye.
I don't
find-
like the fact that you can't find any catfishing stuff and carp stuff anywhere near me. None.
You
Yeah, I like-
Again, Robin, you're in an area that's not really catfish centric.
Oh,
No,
they
with
have
their
channel catch on
walleye
flatheads up
and
there.
bass is what
Yeah,
they're orientated
your
towards.
state, your state and Don's state are game fish states, really.
Yeah.
Which
and up
you know,
north it's trout.
which I wouldn't mind come up there and do some of that game fishing up there because you guys got some big toothy critters up there too.
Hey,
Anytime you want, Tim.
I can take you down to Kaskaskia and put you on a toothy critter.
Yeah. I seen how you do down at the Kaskaskia. Do I need to say Friday night again?
You know what?
Hey,
I'm
you
gonna take care
can
of this one for a minute.
you
No, don't do
Oh,
that.
man,
He's
that's not
Team
fair.
Don R.
That's not fair.
Hey, you put me in the corner, you're gonna make me write a commercial now. Quit it.
Hey, I just know how to get you to shut up.
You took his way of the First Amendment.
Yeah.
Hey,
No, I watched and listened all Friday night, Abbott. I was glad to see you guys on there. And all joking aside.
that show did not skunk.
You know, it just really
That
ticks
show
me
did
off.
not skunk, Tim, and you got to admit that.
Well, now let's get technical about it, okay? Well, okay. You lassoed a gar up to the shore, allegedly. We'll say
No,
allegedly.
I'm talking about Friday night. Hey, I'm talking about Friday night.
Yeah, you got a gar on Friday night, didn't you? Or was that last?
You're a week off.
Yeah, it was Sunday night. Okay, yeah. Okay, so here's why we're going to go with that. We're going to go technically and say, yeah, you guys did skunk because Mike didn't catch that catfish on Jody's show.
No, I said my live did not skunk Friday night.
No,
I didn't
your
say
live
anything about
didn't
Jody.
skunk, but your live did skunk, but you skunked on national TV.
Hey,
National.
Mike
he
caught a
done
nice
the Flathead
cat.
challenge.
Well, Robin, let's just say that Avid Show is like the local show, and the Catfish Challenge is the national show.
That's true.
No, it just and I'm not
Yeah,
Avid.
that's a body point.
Avid, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I'm not down in your show or anything. It's just that you have a lot more Illinois people that watch your show. Just your show. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I have a lot of people who watch my show.
Well,
So
I
it
mean,
doesn't
especially in the Illinois area. I mean, you're one of the bigger guys in the Illinois area. So when I say your little show on Friday night, I'm not putting you down. I'm just giving you a hard time about Friday night.
Well, thanks for taking my legend ranking away, Tim.
Well, when we have our 2 versus 2, Tim, you got to be on my side and help me out.
There we go. We could have Tim and Don fish together and Avid and I. We'll conquer your. Oh.
Man,
I wouldn't worry about Tim.
Don, I hate to do it to him. I really do. I like them both. I really would hate to do it.
Tim, we can
Hey.
take it.
Don, before you even team up with Tim, you have to team up with Robin first. You already made that commitment.
Yep. I'm not gonna step in that way. Nope. I'm gonna. As a matter of fact, I want to watch that.
What,
Well,
me
that
taking out
reminds
Don?
me, Robin, I said I wouldn't get a fish one-on-one, but the reason I said it was my sister-in-law, they're having their 50th wedding anniversary that day.
Okay.
And I haven't got around to getting back to you to slide it one day, one way or the other.
We can slide it one way or the other.
Hey, it's misplaced. She's brave.
Hey, Denise, welcome on the show.
I see a black screen.
Yeah, I don't know why it's doing that.
What's your camera looking at? Do you have a light
it should
on?
be me.
Do you have
I
a light
see
on?
black.
Yeah, I do.
That happens to me. My camera pops up and I forget to pop it up sometimes.
Oh, it
Because
still
when
says
when
on.
you turn your camera off, we're getting the avatar, so everything
Jello
must be working right.
Jello.
says,
if you-
last
Let us
time I
leave
was
it
on the
there.
Kaskaskia, I swear I heard banjos and someone squealing like a pig.
Oh my Lord! Oh my Lord! Oh my Lord! Somebody Illinois bashing now. Come up on the panel. Here we go.
Jello's from Illinois too, so
Okay.
Tim.
Yeah.
Jello's from Illinois too.
So, Denise, what do you have to say to all these men?
They're men.
Yeah.
And we're sorry. We men, we can't help it.
Yes, we can, Tim. What's your excuse?
They're
I
men
can't
that
help
can't
it.
for
I, what?
fish worth a lick.
Oh
Robin,
Lord! Here we go.
Robin, if you could put the word out, I need another set of stickers from the people that were at CatCon
Okay.
because I'm doing a painting. I've got enough to do with the prototype, and I'm putting everybody's stickers on it. But the stuff that I covered the painting with to protect it in case it gets spilled on, I'm not sure if it's going to work on the stickers. You know, not ruin the stickers.
Right.
So I need a second set in case that doesn't work.
Well, instead of using it on the whole set at one time, why don't you test spot it?
I do have a couple extras. I could do that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just put a
test
couple
it.
extras on another board. Try it first.
Yeah.
Because I think I gave you a slew of mine.
Let me look. I don't think so.
But you don't have none of mine.
Well, you weren't at CatCon. What it is I'm going to be donating this painting for a drawing at CatCon next year.
That's going to be cool, Denise.
And it's probably going to be pretty. That's why I was studying catfish pictures. See,
Jello,
what I
does
have.
Avid fish down there?
Hog snatcher,
Tim, or not Tim.
hooks and hammocks, woman, FOA, Freddie, Martin.
Tim, I almost blamed you for
That's
down our
right.
statement.
Eric.
Well, that would be just about like you, Avid. You
110.
catch a 5-inch.
I'll get some more ordered, Denise, and I'll make sure I have some sent to you.
Okay.
And then that way, Avid, we can start giving, one away a
Right.
week at the thing too.
I got Chrissy's.
Chrissy Brown.
Hmm?
Hey, Glacier Shark Outdoors, welcome in.
Hi, Glacier Shark. Now
Good evening, Glacier.
he's in Alaska. That's a place I'd love to go fish. I'd love just to take a particular fishing trip
What's up,
just
Devin?
to go
Go
fishing
up
there.
for some
How's
salmon.
Wilson doing, bud?
Robert, we have tournaments already that we have planned that we got to go through first before we plan anything else. Right, Robin?
Yeah, we got to get that out there and get it set
Oh.
in stone.
FYI, for all the people that are entered into the Battleship tournament, I need your names on the latest Battleship video so we can get them written down.
Well,
Are there
hey,
enough boats and are there enough bank people? How many openings of which?
I need the names so I can find out who's going to be boat and who's going to be bank.
Yeah,
All
so not
Because
only
one
give your
weekend will
name,
be
but
boats
put
and
boat and
the
bank.
next weekend will be banked.
That's tough because I never know which way I'm going to go until the morning of, depending on the wind. But I'll
Yeah,
figure
but
something out.
all 5 of us should go on and fish and see who catches the most fish. The 5 of us.
I'll lose.
Hey, Cindy, if you Cindy, if you want to pop up, the link's up top.
Hey, Cindy.
Hey, Cindy, what's going on?
But the first weekend in June is all boats, and the second weekend will be banks. So the winner of the boats and the winner of the banks is going to go head to head.
Well,
And
that
hopefully that doesn't
probably isn't.
coincide with any
Now,
of
is
the.
it
And
That
how
controlled
the
probably
teams
any
will be
fish?
decided on who's going to be on Robin's team, who's going to be on my team. It will be the Bigfoot wheel. All names will be put on that wheel, and the first spin will be for Robin. The second spin will be for me, and each name will be taken off once we get the team set up.
Cindy's getting ready to sleep. She has to work tomorrow.
I'm sorry, Cindy.
Cindy, congratulations on all your fishing accomplishments recently. You're doing great.
Let's see.
She
Cindy was on
she
my
uh
side.
she placed second place Friday night in the Catfish Challenge. That was pretty good for somebody for her first try at it.
Hey,
What'd
she
you go?
even fished on my live when she was catching fish.
Yeah. She's
You
starting
guys,
to come in. She's starting to come in and be friends with the Illinois crew, which is pretty cool.
Hey,
you
she
know,
was on fire on my live, and she was still on fire on Jody's live, and she almost took the flathead challenge.
Yeah, the first night.
First
Very
night she
nice.
was on.
you know what my catfish, my fish count is so far this year?
Zero.
Zero. Zero.
You're welcome, Cindy, but I would like to get you up here one Sunday night as a guest.
Yeah, let us know if Sunday you're free, Cindy.
So what's going on down there in Kentucky, Misplaced? The water up and down, bad temperature, just not good fishing conditions right now.
Or do you just want to
Like,
teabag
all right,
Tim?
so like last week, it was like all in the 70s and 80s, air temperature wise. But like today, we're down in the 60s, and we're going to be close to down into the 30s tonight.
Yeah.
So it's like you guys said, I'm also just learning how to catfish.
It is different than regular fishing. It really is.
Best advice I can give you is don't overthink it.
Yep, that's right. Throw the bait out there, sit back and relax.
Just make
It's pretty much what
sure
I do.
Okay, guys, I gotta run. My brother-in-law wants to go to bed, and I have to medicate and get his stuff ready.
All right, Robin.
Okay,
Good night.
Robin.
So it was nice seeing everybody. Thank you for coming up, and thank you all for being in the show.
I
Appreciate
wish
y'all.
we could stand shoulder to shoulder and fish.
One day, Don. One day, Uncle Don. I'll make it happen.
Robin. He's going to stand next to Don, and he's going to look like a tadpole.
That's okay. I'll use him as bait. I mean, I'll fish with him.
I couldn't resist that one.
All right, love y'all. Take care.
All right, love you.
All right, Robin.
Good night, Robin.
Night, Robin.
I had to throw that one in there.
I'm thinking this week I'm gonna go try the creek.
You want to go try the creek?
Yeah, it might not have big catfish, but it does have catfish.
You'll be surprised
Hey,
what's going to be in that creek.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even if you go and just catch bait for a catfishing trip, that'd be great.
I know there's smallmouth bass in there.
See, hey,
Dinner.
that's even a plus. Bass and catfish.
Hey,
Yeah, I've
bass
caught,
make good table fare.
I caught stuff out of the creek that I swore how they survive in there. I didn't think it'd be deep enough. But
That's how I want.
I know that there's deep spots in this creek because we floated it one year.
Well, hey, if you know where those deep spots are, that's where they're sitting in them deep spots. That's where you need to go. If there's
Yep.
fish in that creek, they'll be sitting in the bottom of that deep spot.
Elkhorn Creek is 1 mile short of being a river.
You mean 1 mile wide?
No, I found you didn't. It is not by how wide or how deep it is or how much water goes through. It is how long the waterway is
Right.
on
Really?
whether it's a creek, a stream, or a river. This creek is a mile short of being a river, and it flows into the Kentucky.
How do they define the length of a river to be a river?
By the
So many
length.
miles, I guess.
I'm saying it could be a short river and still be a river, but what class? I mean, do they have a set mileage set for a river or what?
Uh-huh. By
I might,
how many
might
mile long it is.
I might be wrong, but I think it's like Denise said, it's how long it is, but the length is how long the you is navigable. I don't know.
Oh, okay, nautical miles.
Yeah,
Okay, I can understand that one.
That makes sense because a lot of these creeks do not have navigable miles.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well, a lot of these creeks you can't get a boat up there anyway.
this one, a lot of the kayakers and the canoers like to hit.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it's
And
funny how they do some of that stuff.
the funny thing is, the spring to this one is under the Fayetteville Mall in Lexington, Kentucky.
Huh.
Really?
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. I'm like, it seems like this should be a river, and my boyfriend at the time, he goes, well, it's a mile short. I'm like, what do you mean? It's not by the volume of water that goes through? He goes, no, it's actually by the length, by how many miles long.
Yeah, the nautical miles.
Yeah. So I looked it up, and he was right. I didn't know
How far
that.
you can drive a boat up the river and fish it.
Well, it doesn't actually have to be a boat that has a motor. It just has to be able to go up it somehow, which
Yeah.
Yeah.
with
Then
the
they take an
canoe,
average of spring runoff compared to the average depth throughout the year, and it's more.
It's more variables to it than anything.
yeah, we got flooded out by that creek.
Yeah, anything where it dumps into, any fish there will probably be up in that creek.
Hmm. Yeah, I think that's where I'm going to go fish this week. I gotta. Mm,
Are you allowed to have a live aquarium in your apartment?
we can, but I'm not sure if I use. I don't know how the landlord would feel about me using river water, though.
No, all you need to do is get some simple, safe uh, water treatment from PetSmart
Mm-hmm.
and add a little bit to your water that you pour into your tank. And you can turn tap water into living fish water.
Yeah, it removes all the chlorine and stuff.
Yeah, all the contaminants. It makes it
Uh,
safe for fish to live in it, so you can put bluegills, bullheads in there, creek chubs.
I have a couple of fish tanks too.
And when you get ready to go catfishing, just scoop them up, put them in a bucket with a live aerator in it, and go fishing. Tim,
You take one pole and put about a number 6 hook, and you can probably catch some pretty good bait.
yeah, if you go get wax worms or red wigglers, they work the best.
I have a garden. You think I can't find worms?
I
There
didn't
you
say
go.
that. You said that. I didn't.
I do. Remember, I had to turn off my grow lights.
All right, night, Eric B.
Good night, Eric.
Too bad I couldn't put vegetables on my hook and catch fish.
Might catch a cow.
Or rabbit.
Yeah, but if you hook into a 1,500-pound four-legged beast, you might lose your rod, yourself, and everything else along with it.
Yeah, no doubt.
That cow would take off running when it gets hooked, and you're holding onto the rod, getting dragged across the river, up the bank, and across the field while you're holding onto the rod and reel.
Oh, wow, my lantern's working now.
Well, then you can get some bait that way.
Yeah. Oh, and there's crawfish in there, crawdads.
Crawdad?
They work great for catfish.
I don't know about catfish, but they're good eating.
Well, that
Maybe I'll
too.
My dad used to like them.
I
But he
love
called
them.
them crawdads.
Yeah, I used to take the crawdads and pan fry them. I wouldn't. I could eat them boiled, but I liked them pan fried better.
Mm.
Yeah, you just throw a hook in the tail and catfish love them. They can just crunch them up.
I don't share my crawdads with fish.
Well, one of the fish tanks that I have, the smaller one, I've got plans for. I'm
You gonna make it into a greenhouse?
No, I want to make a waterfall out in the garden, and that's gonna be my holding tank for the water.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's gonna be the holding tank for the live well.
I could do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they make a lot of 12-volt little pumps, and all you have to do is throw a hose over the side into the water and then have some type of exit, and you can pump water through there while you're fishing and keep your bait alive, or use it as live well.
Now, Denise, I will give you some advice on your temperature for your live wells. Keep the temperature hovered around 60, because it'll keep fish healthy and frisky. If it gets over 65 and temperature drops around in your apartment, it can throw the fish into shock. But if you keep the temperature around 60, 61, anywhere from 58 to 61 would be perfect.
Okay.
I'll be right back, guys.
But I can't do that right away. The next thing I get for my tackle is a fish net.
Yeah.
I don't have one.
You know, I never use my live wells for what I catch. I just I got a shears for trimming bushes, and I reach in and between the two gills and snip it, and then I throw them on ice and let them bleed out. And when I get home, the meat is so nice and clean, and it doesn't make very much of a mess when I clean them. So
That's exactly what I do too, Don. Exactly what I do.
I did it with a catfish. I did one way and one the other. And when I went to clean them, it was amazing how much less blood I had on the one I bled out.
If you let them bleed out properly, when you skin, no blood at all.
Yeah, when I cleaned it, I didn't have any blood. And catfish are so bloody when you clean them if you don't do it. But the color of the meat, even with, well, pretty much all the fish, it's just so much whiter and cleaner. But
Okay.
you know, before I'd put them in a live well, and then after I filleted them, I'd have to soak them in water to get all that blood out of the meat.
See,
Yeah.
we never did a live well growing up. We always just put them on stringers and put them in the water.
Yeah, yeah, that's pretty much the way I grew up, was using a stringer. But I find it'd be so much easier to just have a container with ice in and snip them, and a shears works real good. A
Right,
knife, sometimes it's hard to get in there and get it done right.
Yeah, I put one of my kitchen shears in my tackle box.
Yeah,
Yeah, I might drop out here a second. Cindy's DMing me, and I'm gonna see what she had to say. So I'm gonna push this and see what happens.
Right.
How do I go on panel and use avatar? Your avatar should come up. Well, when you come up on panel, Cindy, you see like I just got my T on there now. My catfish dog avatar, I couldn't get it to come across from YouTube to StreamYard. So if it's on StreamYard, you'll be able to come up with it on there.
good night, Eric. You have a good day tomorrow. Yeah, it looks like the camera's not turned on, but it's working.
I don't know why that would be. Let me.
Okay, I'm back. I had to feed the fish before the crappie started eating the bluegills.
I was gonna say, what did you feed them?
I have pond pellets that I feed them. They're more of a trophy pond pellet that helps the fish get bigger and grow better.
Mhm.
Sort of like what my kids' godfather fed the trout at the trout farm.
Mm-hmm.
So what you're saying is bigger fish through food science.
This is more of a food pellet that's made by a fish biologist.
Ding, ding, ding. Better fish by food science.
The biologist turned me on to this and where I could find it. And I'll tell you what, bluegills and crappie and shad and creek chubs all eat it.
Well, we got a lake right behind my house where they have a 55-gallon barrel where they got tossed food in there too. And you toss that stuff out there, them catfish, they come running. They'll freight train everything in their way.
I tell you what, I've had flatheads in this aquarium, channels and baby blues. They won't eat that fish pellet.
Hmm.
But I tell you what, anything goes after that fish pellet, they'll eat it.
Oh,
Avid, I'm gonna drop out and then see if I can get my webcam to work.
All right.
All right, we'll see you in a couple minutes.
Have you ever seen a channel cat eat a live bluegill?
No,
I have.
I don't have my underwater cameras.
I've seen it in the 200-gallon live well.
Yeah, you got your observation deck there on yours. You can watch it all.
I've known channel cats to kill the bait before they ate it, or so I thought. But when I put the four of them in there, the bullhead, the channel cat, the blue, and the flathead, and in with the bluegills and the shad, I was feeding the other ones the pond pellets, and the catfish wouldn't eat them, but they started eating the fish that ate the bait. I'm like, really? The bullheads that eat the minnows, the others eat the bluegills and the shad and the minnows that ate the bait.
Well, I tell you what, the people behind us that got the lake right behind us, they've got them catfish trained because when you throw them pellets out in the water, It's just like going to one of those Japanese gardens and you throw pellets in there. You see them koi fish come along, just vacuum them up. That's the same way them catfish are doing.
Yeah, but I found out one thing about these cats that I had in here. They didn't have to eat the bait I threw in there, because I knew when I threw that bait that came in there, it brought out their dinner that they could eat fresh.
What they really wanted.
Mm-hmm. They got smarter than I did. So I separated them into tanks. I put the big catfishes in their tanks and left the bait in the tanks that they're in. Thank God I did, because I was running out of bluegill.
Yeah, I enjoyed that when I worked at the hatchery. We had that great big aquarium and we put a good variety of fish in there, and it was fun just sitting there watching them. And I learned a lot by watching them. I'd watch for barometric pressure changes and see if they were different than other days, and it was kind of interesting.
You can tell. I can tell with these fish in the 200-gallon aquarium when the barometric pressure drops.
Yep.
Because I'll see all the bluegill and all the crappie huddled up in one corner.
Mm-hmm.
But,
Yeah, the other thing I thought was pretty cool was how much their colors change depending on the light.
mm-hmm.
When the sun was shining in there, they were nice bright colors, and we just had the normal lights otherwise, and they were almost like when it's dark. They just faded and didn't have much color to them at all.
Yeah, they get that pale color.
Yep.
Oh, think about that though. If you catch like a bass out of a really, really muddy, dirty water, they're usually a paler color than you would catch one in clear water.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And that's, not being a light situation, but just cloudiness of the water and stuff.
But
Yep.
I will say this, according on Don's side, as long as I leave that one light on the half of the aquarium on for as long as I can, those fish have a dark, vibrant color. But if I
Good
turn that
evening,
light off for
Shad
about
Daddy.
if I come back in 3 weeks after leaving the light off, those colors get really faded and really like a ghostly color.
Mm-hmm.
The color's just not as sharp. It's just kind of cloudy then.
It's more like a grayish color.
Yeah.
Hey, J Dog.
Good evening, J Dog.
What's up, J-Dog?
J Dog, one of these nights I'm gonna get you up here on the panel with you and your wife.
Oh, Lordy, there he goes threatening you. Look out.
I don't threaten J Dog. He's a friend.
I got a lot of respect for J-Dog. I love watching his videos, man. I love to go fish with him sometime.
I would like to see J Dog whoop another dog.
I think that was directed at you, Tim.
I get it. You know what? I'd give him a dog fight. I mean,
I got your back.
but you know what? It was kind of funny. The other day when I had the 1v1 with Mike trout fishing, he came into Mike's and called me a chihuahua. Because, and I told him, I said, look out, J-Dog, them chihuahuas are mean little shits, man. I mean, they're 4 inches tall and think they're 10 feet tall and will bite your ankles right off of you.
Yeah, but when you got a pit bull coming at you like J Dog, he'll bite the chihuahua in half.
That's okay. I'll bring the catfish dog.
J Dog, everybody wants to see you and hear your story. Someone talk.
What? Did you say something? Can you hear me now?
You're not a light bulb. So what new commercials are you working with?
Well, you know that last one I did for you Friday night.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the holiday one.
No,
Oh, the
Avid, you may have missed it because you were fishing. I came up Friday night on the pontoon challenge and did. You remember
Yeah.
last week? You
I remember
challenged
that
me
one
to
now.
do that, and I sure did. And Jody let me come up and do it.
Yeah, the Flathead Challenge video.
Yeah.
I loved that one when you said the Illinois boys.
Yeah, okay, then you did hear it. You did hear it. The Illinois crew, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was rebaiting my rod, and you said the Illinois boys and Bigfoot. I just lost it. I dropped the bait and everything, and I couldn't try to.
But you know what? And I'm not digging on you again, all right? But you know what? It did come to pass. 1-800 Rent-A-Fish couldn't find you guys that night because they was all with Bigfoot.
He was hiding in the woods.
And it's kind of funny about that too, because you know I wrote that commercial early in the show, and then you know I said Skipjack Cindy, thanks for the delivery, and what'd she get? A delivery.
Yeah, it was pretty good timing.
Welcome back, Denise.
Thank you. Still haven't figured it out.
Well, good for you. This techie stuff, I really bad at.
Well, Don, it's because when we grew up, we didn't have this techie stuff.
No.
I didn't
You
have
know-
one when I was growing up. I just had to learn it.
You know, hey, it was a big thing to have a telephone on your wall in your house. You know,
Yeah, it was a
Well-
big day when we got the little tapes in the phone so you could record a message.
an answering machine. Yep.
Yeah.
And then you used to be
remember
able
the
to get
first
them
cell
little
phone?
cassette tapes that had the gags on them, like, you know, Christmas messages and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You guys remember the first cell phone that looked like a brick?
That's what they used to call it, the brick. It had its own carrying pouch. It was so big.
No,
Yeah.
this one didn't have a carrying pouch. This was a brick with a black antenna that looked like a whiplash. This looked like a tan brick.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. That's what they all look like.
Then they'd call them bag phones.
Yeah.
Where
And then think about this. Try to go find a payphone somewhere now.
You ain't gonna find one.
You ain't gonna find one nowhere.
Oh, I found them, but the payphones are actually ripped out of them.
Yeah.
I found an antique one that was put under the national history is protected, and someone went to it, opened up, and just ripped the payphone out of inside of it.
Man.
And the bad part about it, they got the guy on camera, and the payphone was on camera inside, and the outside of it was on camera. And the guy parked his car right in camera with a license plate showing, make, model, and everything. They could tell what the guy was wearing and everything, and watch him to the open the trunk, lay that thing gently in blankets, wrap it up, and drive off.
See, and that's the thing nowadays. If you're gonna do stupid stuff like that, you're stupid because cameras are everywhere now.
Mm-hmm. And that payphone was part of history.
Mm-hmm.
As a by what I read is I think it's a 1948 payphone, one of the old ones, and it's placed outside to where people can see it and interact with it. but they had cameras all around it and inside it in case someone tried to steal something. And that guy wasn't thinking.
Well, Misplaced, why don't you turn your camera on? We'll see if it works.
Nope.
Yeah, pagers, the old pagers.
Yeah, the old hockey pucks.
Yeah, then they upgraded them to where you could leave a message on them. The old ones just beep. Yeah, I think that's some of our problems is technology took off and went so damn fast that kind of got away from people. I mean, you look at cell phones now. Hell, I don't know what all the features are and everything.
Actually,
Yeah.
the only problem with technology, when they got it figured out, they started producing it at such a fast pace and upgrading it so quick. They didn't give people time to acclimate with it and grow with it and learn it.
Yeah, society has never ever caught up with the technology.
No, they never
They
will.
never will. They never will. Here's the
They
problem.
never will.
I've got a associate's degree in computer programming, and I got out of that field because if you do not constantly go to school for that, it'll pass you up.
Well, look, hey, here's a key point. Look at all these new fish finders coming out. They come up with upgrades with it continuously, and when they upgrade it, it comes up with something new that you all have to learn all over again.
Well, that's just like my buddy of mine. He's a big gamer on his computer, and every 3 months or so, he'd want me to beef up his computer. And I finally told him, I said, looky here, if your computer plays your games the way you want, then quit chasing the dragon, because you'll be calling me every 3 months to be doing the same thing over and over. Quit throwing your money at it. As long as it's working fine, stop.
That's pretty cool, Robert.
But see, the only thing he wants to do is he wants to keep up with the top level gamers.
Well, yeah, and I can understand that, but you just don't need to do that.
Hey, we all throw money into something. He loves gaming, we love fishing. So how do we explain that?
Yeah. Yeah, it's one of the reasons I retired. I just got tired of the constant trying to keep up with technology. It was pretty crazy. My first so-called computer was a microprocessor. You had to load each thing in one bit at a time, and to program it and get it to turn a light on was, it would take hours.
Yeah, because to compress it, if you'd write the program to compress it back then, it would take so long, because back then they had the 880 chips. And I tell you what, I'd write a program, hit the compressor, and go out and smoke me a cigarette, talk to some friends or whatever, and come back to see if it was done yet.
Yeah.
Especially if you get a program that's 2,000-3,000 lines long, it takes a while back then. Now they're pretty lickety split.
Cool, Robert. I never had the money to get one, but my first camcorder was about 14 inches square and probably 4 inches deep. And you carry it in the bag, and then there was a cord that went to the phone, which was, I don't know what to compare it to, but the camera itself was huge. And that was my first camcorder that I could record with. But it was quite the undertaking. I think that bag weighed probably about 12 pounds. I'd lug that thing around and take videos, and I don't even know what happened to them all anymore.
You never know.
I had some great videos of the salmon runs and stuff up in Alaska. And then I made a video of Adak, Alaska. And when they closed the island down, people were still sharing that video out. I don't even remember what it was like. I'm sure I don't have a copy.
I had a guy at work the other day come up to me in the morning. He's carrying a case that he had in his car. He told me he found it in a car and he didn't know how to operate it, so he was giving it to me. It's one of those old old video cameras that they had back in the 80s. They set on your shoulder and you ran it that way. I looked at him and says, "Do you have a VHS tape to put in it?" He didn't even know what a freaking VHS tape was.
Yeah. Denise, right below on the very bottom where it says stop cam or start cam, you don't by chance have that turned off there, do you?
Yeah, I turned it off because if I turn it on, then it's blank.
It just goes black. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think.
Are you on a laptop?
Yes.
I wonder if your laptop do you have a camera on that computer?
Yes, and it shows that it's on.
It shows that it's turned on.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember the Super 8mm camera.
I wonder if it's a StreamYard issue.
Yeah.
StreamYard and the laptop ain't connecting.
Yeah, Robert, I still have some 8mm
Go down to settings,
tapes.
while you're on panel, and go to camera, see if you can get it to turn on that way.
Do what?
Go to more.
Settings. Click on settings. It'll come up to camera. Click on that.
It doesn't show my camera.
Robert, I took some of my 8mm and had them put on CD and a whole bunch of slides and stuff, and I forgot one reel. And the place I took them to, they closed up shop, but it was pretty cool going back and actually watching it on the computer. Oh, my mouth is so dry tonight. But I had about 1,500 slides that I had them put on CD for me too. And it was pretty cool because the kids were just babies then. So I took them all and had them put on CD, and then I gave a copy to each one of the kids. Yeah, the old 8-tracks. Boy, that was big improvement over the cassettes. But when they messed up, they were a pain in the ass. You had to open them up and get in and re-reel them and get all the kinks and stuff out of the tape. And back then, we were all pretty good at taking cassettes apart and stuff and
Good. It was really good at
them
that.
out.
Really good at taking tapes apart. 8 tracks, 8mm, VHS tapes.
God, sometimes I'd have tape all over the living room where I had to pull it out of the cassette to get to the bad part, and then take a pencil and stick it in there and reel it all back up slowly. And actually, we're able to salvage quite a few tapes that way.
I have a 62 Dodge Ford 4x4 that still has an 8-track and cassette player in it.
You know,
That's strange, and finding 8 tracks nowadays, that's like finding a needle in a haystack.
you know. Yeah, technology just got going too fast for me.
My Ranger still has a cassette tape player in it, and that's a '96.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Tim, you fall
Yeah.
out when you fall asleep?
No, I think I'm getting ready to go hassle somebody else.
Let me guess. You're gonna go hassle retired Rick or Mike?
Yeah, Mike's been live for about a half hour now. And you know I gotta go give him a hard time about Friday night.
Why? He caught fish.
Well, yeah, I was just getting ready to say, and I guarantee you he's gonna say, I caught fish, and I'm gonna go, I didn't see it on Jody's show.
I was on
Hey,
average.
if he chimes you out, I'd laugh my butt off. You know it?
Yeah.
I'd be the first time you get timed out.
Oh, I've been timed out before on other shows.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
go to Lee Evans, call him the Colonel, and watch what happens.
I've called him worse than that, and he never timed me out.
Man, you don't call him Colonel Sanders.
I called him way worse than Colonel Sanders.
Oh,
Oh, you remember the first TVs done? The little black and whites that felt like you were moving a coffin into the house.
Don,
yeah.
I'll talk to you later. I'm going over and hassle somebody else.
You take care, buddy.
Avid, I'm gonna go hassle your partner in crime.
Hey, if you hassle him in chat, I'll time you out.
That's all right. I can get right back in. I'm not scared of being timed out. So, everybody in chat, I'm gonna give you a gardening tip for the night. Hide your hose, because there's hoe thieves out there. So hide your hose.
No comment. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna say
All right. I'll
that
see you
one.
guys later.
All right, Tim. You take care. Oh, I got to finish that planner tonight. Running out of time. Next week, I'll be down in Mayo Hospital for the week. And when I get back, it's just, God, time's flying now with the weather warming up. And
Yeah.
then I have to start dealing with my kidney.
Oh, I understand that.
It's one thing after another. But I told him, I said, May 1st is my deadline. After that, don't call me until fall. I'm going fishing. I'll deal with it, but I just need to have a good year fishing, and not as far as catching, but just getting out there with all my kids, grandkids, and great grandkids, and just enjoy.
Yep.
So I'm going to try to fish any day I can. But most of the time here, I have to wait till morning to find out for sure we're going to be windy or rainy, and then I decide where I'm going to go and how I'm going to fish. But kind of prepare for it all.
I wasn't prepared to go live fishing today. Because
Yeah,
if I would had my tripod and the battery backup, I would have went live fishing on your show.
yeah,
But the wind was just too rough and wild out there to even go live. So
yeah. I kept watching for you. I kind of, when you said you were driving, I kind of figured that you were maybe going to do that.
I was going bait fishing, but when I got to the spot where I wanted to go, it had 20 and 30-mile-an-hour winds, and I'm like, nah, I'm not going to try it. Break a tripod, break a mountain. I'd be
Yeah, that's
mad
the
about that.
that's the hardest thing about going live is if it's windy or something, it makes it hard. Fishing's no problem. I still go, but to set up the camera and I think I got that all figured out. The last tripod I got, it wasn't real expensive, but on the bottom of the shaft, it has a hook on there, so you hook some weight on there to hold it down.
Yeah, most of the shafts I have on mine don't have a hook on the bottom.
I've never seen them until this one, and I thought, well, that's a really good idea.
But now
So I think,
I got by 2 mounts with my tablet now.
yeah, and
I
I'm
gotta give me
excited. I got,
I gotta give me another backup mounts for my phone. So
yeah, I'm excited. Like you, I got that jackery, and before the night before it was sit down and make sure all my batteries and battery packs were charged. Now, all I have to do is take one thing, and anything I need, I can run off that. But, and then I have a lot of other uses for it too. So,
yeah,
but I
well,
was surprised to find them being sold at Harbor Freight, and the price was about what I see anywhere else.
I understand that. Well, Don, I'm gonna call it a night and relax a little bit before I go to bed.
All right, Abbott. I really appreciate you letting me come up, and
You're welcome.
I was really expecting you and Robin to. I was prepared for it. Well, good night,
Me and
Chatter.
Robert don't talk smack much. We let you do the smack talking.
Yeah, I have to kind of be in the mood for it.
I was hoping that you'd said everything to Robin that you were saying the other Friday night 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I don't even remember what it was.
Hey, but I can go clip it out and send it to Robin.
Yeah, yeah. It's to me that's part of fishing. You gotta tease each other while you're there, and
Oh yeah.
but nothing better than being shoulder to shoulder with somebody when you're fishing. I wish I didn't live so far away from everybody and could do that, especially bank fishing. Just sit there and mellow out, and you don't have to worry about controlling the boat and all that stuff. But
Yep.
anyway, everybody in chat, thank you for coming up. I appreciate your inputs and fun to answer questions. And I would thank you, and we'll see you later somewhere. Y'all
Well,
take care.
you
Bye.
never know. You may catch me on the bank bait fishing Friday. You might catch me fishing Sunday morning, but Sunday night, next Sunday night, we will have Carolina Real Screamers on as guests.
Yeah. Yeah, I've never went live solo. I've always came up on somebody else's. So it's kind of that fear of pushing the button and doing it. Good night, Donald.
I don't have a fear about doing it. I've done it for so long; it's just natural.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna go finish my planner and head for bed.
All right. Good night.
Good night.
With that being said, good night, everybody.